atop him.
First question, could he hear the stereo?
That's when she began to beat him up. He told the cops that when she was on top of him, he was briefly unable to breathe. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, he couldn't hear the stereo, could he?
She was charged with sexual abuse and domestic assault. I'll let you decide if she's the type you want to date.
Okay.
If she's
That's not a woman.
Brad?
Uh-huh.
Are you going to take the beating?
Oh,
Or
hell yes.
It's like
Wow.
Danny Trejo had sex with Yoda and the baby was raised by a water buffalo.
There's a better way to meet people without having to suffer through all the crazies. Weed out all the nutty people with WeThePeople.dating. That's WeThePeople.dating. It's easy to find a liberty-minded match, and it takes less than a minute to create a free account and begin browsing through over 11 million monthly subscribers. Look, we all know the success of a relationship hinges on the core shared values of a couple. So check out WeThePeople.dating. Sign up and start dating today. WeThePeople.dating. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of a partner.
Adjust your mojo now. Thank you.
Ship has landed.
Doc Thompson. Brad Staggs. The mighty MoJo 50.
Yesterday, Paul Ryan, Speaker of the House, gave his farewell address as he resigns from Congress. All right, moving on. We've got to...
Yeah.
wait,
I didn't
what?
watch that one either.
What?
I bet that was it a tearjerker?
It was 30 minutes.
Good grief.
It was so many words.
How long does it take to say goodbye? I'm out.
See you later.
Bye.
And by the way, if he didn't, who is going to be upset by it? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm assuming he said to his staff, see you later. He's not just ghosting them, right?
Right, yeah.
But if he just left, people would be like, oh, because, I mean, Nancy's going to be the Speaker of the House in a couple of weeks, and he's okay. Paul ever left. He'd be going, Brad.
Yeah.
Paul Ryan left without saying goodbye.
Yeah. No, I don't think anybody would be bothered at all.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. Politicians, we want you to ghost us.
Yes. Yeah, that's the preferred. Actually, that's what the founding fathers had in mind, I believe.
Ghost us. Go away.
Yep.
No, seriously, I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Do you remember Bill Clinton when he was done and George W. Bush was getting inaugurated?
I don't remember back that far.
Okay. 8 years of, and remember, Bill Clinton's campaign or his tenure in office was really the beginning of the 24-hour news cycle, number one,
right? And
then social media and the internet. Well, the internet, and then eventually social media. But that was the age where the news would cover constantly, and we just saw him on the TV round the clock, right?
Yeah.
So we'd had 8 years of not just that, but then scandals with Monica Lewinsky. It was Clinton, right, for 8 years. And then at the end, he gave a speech at Andrews Air Force Base as he was getting on. They had the hangar redone in there with the flag. George W., the new guy's here. I mean, the transition, we've had 8 years of your blah, 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 blah. And still, I'm getting on this plane right here. I'm only president for 4 more seconds. And now, former President Clinton. I've only been former president for 7 seconds. And speechified there. I remember thinking, will you just go?
They love to hear themselves talk.
Marvin Gaye Mooney, won't you please shut the F up? Wasn't that the book for the kids?
I don't remember
it.
that book.
I
Wow.
think I got the title right. Regardless, ghost us, go away. And I'm not saying that because I didn't like Clinton. George W., although I didn't like him either.
See?
Obama, well, I didn't like that cat either.
See? Isn't
George H.W., okay, I kind of like Reagan. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to go back a ways.
Do you remember what Reagan was? Reagan's was Address the Nation. Not at the end, 24-hour news cycle like we had. All in all, a job well done. And he was out.
Yeah. And then pretty much you never heard from him again.
Well, that's because he had the Alzheimer's and they sequestered him. But, you know.
I didn't say why. I just
Go
never heard from him.
away. Ghost us.
Yeah.
But you weren't even president. You're Speaker of the House. Cool.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's not leaving. You know that he's not
Oh
leaving.
no, of course not. We'll hear from him constantly.
Not only will you hear from him, you're going to pay for him. Do you want to know?
Oh no, I'm not sure. How much does he get every year?
Salary, I'm not 100%. I think he gets a full salary for 5 years.
Is that like 174 and change?
No. The Speaker of the House makes more than anybody in government.
Well, how much does he?
I think it's around 225.
How does he live on that?
See, members of Congress, the president makes $400,000 now. I misspoke. President makes, I think, $400,000. But everybody else in the executive or legislative branch, all of them make about 175, 180 now, and it goes up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then the leadership makes more, and then the Speaker of the House, I think, makes just a bit more. But I think if I'm going from memory, about 225.
I just don't see. How does he put gas in the car every week for that?
How does he do it? Because we also give him a gas allowance.
How does he put food on the table every week? I don't understand. I mean, how do people live?
When he's away from home, he also gets a budget for such things. So, you know.
I don't know how these poor people
I'm not 100% sure on salary for 5 years, but what I know he gets is
$223,500.
There, look at that. So what he does get is an office in D.C. and a staff that we pay for 5 years.
Wait, what? Hang on. He's still for the next 5 years we pay for it.
And I think salary too. Even if he doesn't get a full salary, he gets a 80% retirement. I think that's you make 80% of. And many people think that if you serve one term, you automatically get your full retirement in Congress. That is not the truth. You get a partial one, and then it grows with the amount of years you're in Congress.
Well, that's only fair, isn't it? I mean,
so 5 years in order. You know why we pay for him for 5 years for a Speaker of the House?
Is it the whole? They've got all this. They know all this information. They have all the secrets.
But that's not. You're right there. You just didn't term it properly. In order to get their papers together.
Wait a minute. We give them 5 years to.
A lot of papers.
Get their
papers together.
First of all, why are they using paper? Good grief.
And files. There's files too.
Right. Yeah.
And paper's a generic online term, but they get all their stuff together. Their affairs in order.
What were they doing the entire time they were
having
there with
affairs?
Right.
That they could get in order.
Yeah.
Brad. I don't think you realize the job of the Speaker of the House.
Apparently
now,
not.
You see them on camera from time to time, speechifying and blah, blah, blah. But when they're not on camera, they're shuffling papers.
Oh, I'll bet.
They've got this big office with papers upon papers, and they move them around, and they take these papers and those papers, and it's a never-ending paper process.
You ever tried shuffling papers? It's not easy.
It's not easy at all.
Paper cuts.
So imagine having been Speaker of the House for like 4 years, like Paul Ryan.
You got a lot of papers in a lot of places.
Right. Now, I believe Paul Ryan has been Speaker of the House for 4 years.
Seems more like 10, doesn't it?
Right. And before him, John Boehner.
Right. Oh, I miss him.
John Boehner left 5 years ago, and Paul Ryan, or 4 years ago, and Paul Ryan has been there 4 years.
Yeah.
And they get 5 years of office that we pay for. So if my numbers are right, this year you're going to pay for two offices and 2 staffs for former speakers of the House.
Has anyone suggested that they maybe share the office for the next year? I mean, they could combine efforts.
Excuse me.
They could get all their papers together.
Do you know how many papers that is?
That's a lot of papering to get together.
They can't share. Are you kidding me?
Well, they'd have double the staff. They could. I mean, imagine the synergy. Imagine the efficiency. Oh, wait a second.
Right.
That's a dirty word, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah, so we're going to pay for that. How you feeling now there?
I had this pain right behind my right eye when I walked in.
No, let me help you.
That's transferred over to the left eye.
No, you're feeling bad about this, but I'm going to help you out. Okay. You'll be happy to know that in his 30 minutes of speechifying yesterday, that Paul Ryan accomplished everything he was supposed to accomplish in a speech like that.
And what was that? What were his lists?
Well, he gave some shout-outs to people.
Oh.
And shout-outs.
Right.
And then he patted himself on the back while continuing to say how humble he is. He told everybody what they had accomplished while also saying that they didn't accomplish enough.
Right.
And then he said a bunch, many seemingly inspirational and flowery things about the way forward and what we must do,
right?
Even though he didn't actually do those things when he could have as a member of Congress.
He only had the 4 years as Speaker, and then how many years prior to that was he in there?
16, 20 years.
How much? I mean, good grief. Can you not cut the guy some slack?
A little bit.
He only had 15 plus years to get these things accomplished, and you're giving him grief for not getting them accomplished? Wow.
So,
well, the beauty of it is we were trying to figure out as a country how to spend all the extra money that we have.
God's
just
money
laying around. I mean,
21 trillion laying around.
It's amazing. They keep opening up boxes and finding cash.
Debt means the same thing as surplus, right?
Yes, it does. I'm pretty sure it does. In this world, it does.
Maybe. Oh, wait, debt is the opposite of surplus? Oh, my. You understand my confusion. We were trying to spend this extra money.
Surprise.
And this surplus kept growing. And then we realized, debt is the opposite.
Right.
Well, my votes would have been completely different over these last 20 or so years.
See? Look, I'm telling you, it's Yellowstone or the Martians, our only two hopes.
Here's how Paul Ryan began his speechifying.
I see all my friends and colleagues here.
You
and that guy.
Oh, man, that guy.
Her.
Who can forget her?
Do you remember that dude over there?
And that day that he did that
with
thing?
the thing and the people. And we all just laughed and laughed. That was those good times. Yeah. Wow, I'll never forget that. Nope. Those days for me.
Yeah.
When I look at my life in Congress and I remember her and him and that time and that piece of legislation.
Yes.
Those are the days I'll remember. Which one? Who was?
Yeah, the thing with the furry thing and the dude.
How many of those calls are you going to take down the road?
Oh.
How many are going to take his calls when he becomes a lobbyist?
Yeah.
I see all my friends and colleagues here.
It's just like kindergarten.
I want to thank you all for joining me here today. I want to thank our Librarian of Congress, Dr. Hayden, for...
Dr. Hayden. I remember this one time with Dr. Hayden at this bar. Oh, I can't tell that story.
Listen to how he addresses Dr. Hayden. Ready?
Dr. Hayden, for having us here in this beautiful hall. Thank you very much. I remember meeting your mom right here on this stage not too long ago.
I met your mom on this stage not too long ago, Dr. Hayden. Wow, that was crazy.
By the way, he also met Matt Locke's wife online, and you can too.
That was just creepy the way he said that.
But have you noticed, and it hadn't really dawned on me until I heard him say this, that politicians love to do that.
Love to.
In order to wrap themselves in, stories of friendship and love and all of this, they will say things like, I remember, and just give you a scenario.
Yeah.
What is he really saying?
We're connected. We're connected on a subatomic level.
Do you realize how stupid this is?
Of course.
Brad, I remember where I put my car keys. What you're saying is you remember something, so your memory is working properly. Is that right?
Yeah. I remember.
We tend to focus on he met Dr. Hayden's mom. Which, what does that even if that's good, what does that mean for the rest of us?
Well,
who the F cares?
Right. And what exactly happened when you met? Did you slap her? Did you yell at her? Was it a good meeting?
It seems it's crazy, nonsensical pomp and circumstance that we accept as governing. Right? Now listen to this. Harry.
I see all my friends and colleagues here. I want to thank you all for joining me here today. I want to thank our Librarian of Congress, Dr. Hayden, for having us here in this beautiful hall. Thank you very much. I remember meeting your mom right here on this stage not too long ago.
So weird. You have a mom and there's a stage. I remember back in 1907. What is it? I remember.
It's politician speak.
I hate that stuff.
He had 30 minutes he had to fill up.
Anytime I come here, I can't help but think back to this pivotal time in my life. It was the summer of 2012. I was about to speak at a local Chamber of Commerce group when I got this phone call, right up there in the reading room, which is what many of us members of Congress go to.
To have affairs. To boff the intern.
Is it to read, Congressman? Is that what you go to the reading room for?
And the phone call was from Beth Myers from the Romney campaign. And at this point, I knew that I was being vetted for vice president.
He tells a story about how he had to sneak out and so on and so forth. What he's really saying there is, I remember this time where I took a year off from my job in Congress while still getting paid and not actually serving the people of Janesville, Wisconsin, in order to try to further my career, which did not work out immediately. But instead, I had people screaming, please become Speaker of the House, while I can pretend like I really don't want this.
Right.
Okay, great. Let's skip ahead a bit.
But before I go, I am grateful to have the chance to share a few thoughts and to say goodbye.
That's 2 minutes in. Okay.
I just shared a couple of thoughts and bye.
I would prefer you just kind of slip away.
I'm grateful to say goodbye to you, to this job, and to this incredible institution we call the House of Representatives.
Did you really catch what he said there?
Yes, I'm happy to say goodbye to you.
Right.
Yeah.
I quit this bitch, and I'm happy.
I'm really glad.
But it sounds like I'm grateful. And now I'm going to say goodbye. That's not what he said. I'm grateful to say goodbye to you.
Yep.
Because you people actually expected me to do things and try to hold me accountable.
Yep.
I don't think most people hear stuff that you get caught up in he met that guy's mom on the stage, right?
And the reading room, and he used to go up there.
He used to and
do stuff.
Members of Congress go to the reading room at times. They also go to the cloakroom, but that's very different. Ask Lindsey Graham.
Now we have taken on
this is moving forward here in the speech at about the 7.5 minute mark.
Biggest challenges of our time, and we have made a great and lasting difference in the trajectory of this country.
Please explain. It's lasting. I'll give him that.
You had complete control of government, getting legislation passed. At least your party did, I mean.
Yeah.
House, Senate, and, of course, the White House.
Yeah.
The things you need to get laws passed.
Except the will to pass them.
What did they do?
Not a damn thing.
Not what Trump did. Not what presidential powers, acts of the president, executive orders. Not that. What did they do?
Well, they repealed Obamacare like they said they were going to.
No, they didn't.
They never
2
promised to
years.
put up a
What did they do? They didn't know. They didn't get that. There's one significant piece of legislation, and it was okay.
The individual mandate they got dropped.
That was part of Obamacare, and that and
So
that was
it.
good. But they, as I explained to you just a couple of days ago, what that really means is remnants are left in. And this is going to be the political football back and forth every couple of years. And it won't actually solve problems, and it's going to cost us even more money than Obamacare would have in the short run, and continue to see our health care and insurance premiums go up, still infringing the free market. So that they didn't do. That was 5 out of 10 what you did. Maybe, again, it could be even worse in the short term.
They collected a paycheck.
The one piece of legislation was a tax bill.
Oh, that's right. Reform. That's right. I forgot about that.
And if you remember, and we went through it, I don't know, a year or so ago, it was good, not great. It was a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.5.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, let's truly reform taxes in America, because they have no real desire to do that.
No,
when they say reform back and forth, they just mean change. And the Democrats within the next year, a couple of years, will say, we're going to reform or overhaul our tax code as well. And all they do is adjust it so it benefits their donors.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Isn't that in their job description as politicians?
So let's hear what Paul Ryan thinks they accomplished. Here we go.
We began a historic rebuilding of our military and our national defense.
Began. What did they do exactly?
They gave more money. They gave more money.
All right.
And they began to give more money.
Yeah.
Okay.
We enacted new tough sanctions on some of our biggest foes.
Sanctions. So they put into place some of the sanctions that Obama took away.
Right.
Maybe even some new ones, our biggest foes. However, look at Iran.
I was going to say
Those sanctions were in place for 30 years.
Yeah.
And they may have helped a little bit, but so sanctions.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we still give gobs and gobs of money to people we shouldn't, countries that are foes.
Yeah.
We give China or have given China billions of dollars for green purposes that then
Wait a minute.
they just loan back to us.
You're not going to suggest that that's a waste of money, are you?
We ushered in a new career and technical education system, something so many of us have been talking about for so long.
A what?
Ushered in a new career in a technical education system.
Oh,
Do you
man.
want to know what they did?
I remember the day that... what? No.
Do you want to know what they did?
Yeah.
They put more money towards it,
Ah,
much like the other.
right.
Okay.
They threw money.
Record regulatory reform to help small businesses.
Okay. Now, they did do some of that. Most of that was spearheaded by President Trump. They had no will to do that or desire to do it for the last decades and decades and
Right.
decades. They still did not go nearly far enough. That was within their power to do. But, and it was not something that he spearheaded. This was President Trump.
Right.
Okay.
A long-sought expansion of domestic energy production to be followed by America's new energy dominance.
Isn't it supposed to be, aren't they supposed to be the party of they just get out of the way so people
They're-
can do
yes,
it?
supposed to be.
Yet you did this.
Yeah.
He could have just said, we tried to get the F out of the way or whatever. No, they did these things. Okay.
To stem the tide of opioid addiction, the most significant effort against a single drug crisis in congressional history.
You know what they did?
I'm still trying to
you wanna-
decipher his words. What did they do? with that? Yeah.
Opioids, they gave him a lot of money.
That's a new approach.
Yeah, like the other things. Now, remember, when they give money, it's in the form of all of these things that 10 years or 5 years or whatever, you're going to look back and go, why the hell
Right.
are we giving $47 million for a needle buyback program?
Right.
Why are we putting up $200 billion to to study the effects of opioids on African fruit flies or something? When you hear these ridiculous things, that's what they did because they put forth a bunch of money. And when you try to read the bills and see what it is, it's in these. They don't say, all right, it's going to be $14 million on this stupid, real specific thing. Instead, it's we put all the money into one pot and we call this the research into opioid, blah, blah, blah.
Study the effects.
There it is. And it's $500 million. And then you find out $50 million here, $2 million there, $20 million there, goes to these ridiculous things.
Yep. Grants.
There it is.
Criminal justice reform to give more people a chance at redemption, making its way through. We're doing this all the way up to the end.
Okay, criminal. In other words, they didn't get that done
I was
yet.
going to say, was there a full sentence in there?
Right? No, he did. He said that's their success. Criminal justice reform that we're working on up until the end. They may not get the end, meaning a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It passed in the Senate. We'll give you details on that coming up a little bit later on in the broadcast because there's some stuff you need to know. And the House is just working on it now. Now, Trump's going to sign it when it happens. So you got about 10 days or so, and you're going to take a recess in there because of Christmas.
Well, they're exhausted.
So they're going to work up to the end. But he's hanging his hat on a success of criminal justice reform that they could have started 6 months ago. All right. And don't for a minute, well, they were working on these other things. You've got all these committees.
They have a staff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they had the design, if we were attacked like World War II, 4 or 5 countries standing against us, bombers attacking bases or whatever, do you think they could, within something shorter than 2 years, come up with a bunch of legislation if needed?
They'd come up with it this afternoon.
They could come up with it in 14 friggin' minutes.
Yes.
So why didn't you do it?
They don't want to.
They don't want to. Politics, paybacks to people they know, further their career to get elected.
A landmark crackdown on human trafficking that is already yielding results in saving lives.
You know what they did there?
I can't wait.
They gave a bunch of money.
That's a unique approach.
Yeah, it is.
EA with real accountability and finally
Whoa.
better care for.
Well, do you hear that?
And after years of doubt, years of the cynics saying that it could. And after
Sorry,
years
some-
of doubt, years of the cynics saying that it could not be done, we achieved the first major overhaul of our tax code in 31 years.
Hang on, we missed one in there.
The
but
real
let's go this.
accountability, yeah.
Overhaul of tax code.
Yeah.
30 years. And like I said, there's some good stuff in it. Why didn't you say fair tax, flat tax, get it done? Go big. Yeah. Okay. But we missed one in there. Listen.
Criminal justice reform to give more people a chance at redemption, making its way through. We're doing this all the way up to the end.
Now, here we go.
A landmark crackdown on human trafficking that is already yielding results in saving lives.
If you believed all those, ready?
A VA with real accountability. And finally, better care
wait. Better care for the veterans. What do you... They fixed the VA.
Yep, they sure did. Oh, wait. No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. They didn't actually deal with it. A little more accountability, sure, but as I've pointed out many times, the president fired people and they hired him back, meaning you did not get tough enough with the legislation that says, VA, all of you people are being held accountable. You F up. Now, I'm not talking 3 strikes, 10 strikes, you get a warning, all of this stuff. Like any other job, you F up. If it's egregious enough, you are gone with extreme prejudice. We attack Tucker Carlson and drag his name through the mud for a difference of opinion. Right. But people that kill veterans, not that bad. Come on.
High capacity, fully automatic, large caliber, freedom. MoJo 50.
I'm Mike Opelka from PureOpelka.com. Here's your 2-minute drill. Welcome to the latest edition of something I like to call No Shock News. No shock to me, and it should not be a shock to you, that Vogue magazine has gone after the Trump's Christmas card and criticized Melania Trump. Now, here's a lady who you would have expected to have been featured on the cover of Vogue magazine. After all, she's a beautiful woman, a model, and when she married Donald Trump in 2005, Melania was on the cover of Vogue. They covered the whole wedding. But since the election of Donald J. Trump, when Anna Wintour has been approached about putting Melania on the cover, as she did with Michelle Obama 3 times, 3 separate covers Michelle Obama received, Anna Wintour dodged it, saying something like, I'm sure we'll get to it eventually. We do cover first ladies in some manner. Right. She's worried because even the whisper of putting Melania Trump on the cover has people tweeting that they will cancel their subscriptions. And we all know how tenuous the magazine business is these days. So no Melania cover. Even though Hillary got a cover, she was the first lady to get one. And Michelle Obama 3 times. Melania, nothing. Well, she will continue to get the abuse from Vogue and others on the left. Again, no shock news, no shock to me. Testudo, my friends, testudo.
Mike Opelka's 2-minute drill is powered by MoJoWildRice.com. Their wild rice is a superfood, gluten, sodium, fat, and cholesterol-free, yet high in fiber, protein, zinc, phosphorus, and trace minerals. But you're going to love it because it's delicious. MoJoWildRice.com. MoJoWildRice.com.
Hey, guy behind the glass, do you want some nut balls? You want to try some nut balls?
Name's Ron.
I like nut balls.
I mean, you tried cracker nuts earlier.
I did.
And they got something else from the Korean store. Cracker nuts is the actual name there.
Who doesn't love nut balls?
I don't think the name of these are nut balls. It's just what we're calling it because it's a ball with a nut inside.
If you shake it, listen. Oh, crap. I got a non-shaking one. Okay. I swear you heard them shake.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
They were all shaking a second ago.
Shaking your nuts.
Oh, there he is. I'm shaking the nuts. See, you hear that? That's a nut shaker.
The other ones don't have the nuts in them.
Apparently not. All right.
And I brought him one that tastes like, what is that? Hot wings?
Buffalo wings.
It's like chips. Are those
really?
Bugles? Those are like Bugles with taste like hot wings.
Bugles with hot wings.
I'll come in there and get some in a bit.
Hey, shout out and thanks to, was it Cigar Hero?
Cigar Hero. Oh, those are so good. I hate this time of year.
We got those yesterday, and I'm like, oh.
Oh, and they are like, they're like rum balls.
Do all of them have liquor in them?
I believe so. I know the one I had did. Wow.
I had the one yesterday. I only tried
eggnog.
one. The eggnog.
The eggnog. That's the one I had too.
Yeah. Awesome. These are tremendous.
Man.
Are these truffles?
Yes. Those are truffles, and they are Fabulous.
And what are the different flavors? And thanks, Cigar Hero. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. See, they've got the coffee flavor. They've got caramel flavor, peppermint, eggnog.
That's caramel flavor.
That's what I just said. Caramel. Eggnog. They've got tiramisu. And the bourbon.
What if some chick wants me to do that to her, and I don't know what a tiramisu is?
It's on page 14 of the Kama Sutra.
Okay, a little spills over from 13 though. It's
a little bit, but it's that thing with your big toe.
That's the real
difference.
Do you know what that's from? The tiramisu.
Yes.
Is that Sleepless in Seattle? When Rob Reiner says to Tom Hanks, whose wife dies and he's getting out there dating again, he said, "It's really different out there now, man." And he goes, "What do you mean?" There's lots of changes. I don't know if you're ready for it. Tom Hanks goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You know what tiramisu is?" It's like all the menus at that time. He's like, "No." He goes, "You'll find out."
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, "What is it?" "You'll find." What if somebody wants me to do that to her and I don't know what it is?
You'll know. You'll know.
All right, just a touch more on Paul Ryan, then we'll get some of your communiques and move on. But I feel like I would be remiss if we didn't get to his solutions.
Oh, good.
Some of the things. So he lays out the problem, talks about the divide and all the different. We're divided. And we've got to unite, and oh my gosh, there's that guy. I remember meeting his mom. Yeah. All of this, and then let's get to it. What do we do, Paul? We're all divided. Here we are.
How do we get back to aspiration and inclusion?
How do we get there?
We start with humility, and then we seek to build on that.
How do we do that?
I don't know the answer to that.
Good night, Cleveland. Thank you.
We're in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. I don't know the answer.
I don't know how to do that. You know, if you'd paid me a little bit more, and maybe if I had a staff for the next 6 years.
Maybe I could crack that code.
I might be able to figure that one out. Wow.
Here it is, folks. Have principles and stick to them. Treat people well. Give them the benefit of the doubt up front. And then, again, stick to your principles.
No, seriously.
We know what they are.
Seriously, what do you do?
That's how you start. I know there's a divide, but if you do that, and I've told you before, the way you started is giving people the benefit of the doubt in that their motivations, even if they're crazy, are coming from a place where they want good things to happen. Yes, we're all a little selfish. I admit that. But they want good things to happen. Maybe primarily to themselves. But, you start there, and you're going to be okay in figuring the whole thing out. But, he doesn't know how to get it done. He did lay out some, though. Here you go. Ready? Here you go.
Our complex problems are absolutely solvable. That is to say, our problems are solvable if our politics will allow it.
Okay, here we go.
There are 3 big ones in particular that I think we can tackle in the years ahead as a country.
He should have just said, there's one thing. One thing you need to remember.
And then walk off stage. Or you clutch your chest and fake a heart attack. He had the answer. What is it? What is it? It's all buried under the giant W in Santa Clara. Under the giant W. I buried it there. All right, here we go. 3 big things.
Yeah.
They are challenges that have vexed this country for many years.
They vexed. Absolutely.
And as I leave, I recognize so much more work needs to be done.
You notice what he hasn't said?
And if we get them right, we can be certain that this will be another great century for our country.
Number 1?
You all know that finding solutions to help people lift themselves out of poverty is a personal mission for me and for many others.
Okay.
I think we've made a real progress here in a relatively short time.
You're talking about, what number
4
one?
years
What are
ago,
the 3 things?
When our nation marked the 50th anniversary of the war on poverty, we exposed some pretty hard truths.
Okay.
For all the billions spent, all the bureaucracies and programs.
Your 3 things.
Yeah.
Just 3 things you need to get. You know, you're already 16 minutes in.
Right.
You're running out of time to get those 3 things. What are those 3 things?
We barely move the needle.
Yeah.
But we have begun to break this monolith.
Okay. Number 1.
New opportunity zones, which are part of tax reform, will bring more investment into distressed communities.
Yes, I agree. Now, number 1.
Social impact bonds will push more private capital toward community leaders that are solving big problems.
Yes, there's 3
Whether
things.
it's helping the homeless or reducing recidivism.
Speaker, 3 things.
New workforce reforms, job training programs, and
Is this
case
one of the
management
things?
approach. Those are things that will help more people move from
many
welfare to
words.
work.
Okay, 3 things.
We got a long way to go, no 2 ways about it. But this is
We'll get to those 3 things, though.
what I find to be so dynamic about free enterprise.
Yes.
It is not just about creating jobs.
No. Is this one of the things? Seriously.
It's about restoring the meaning of a job, the meaning of work. It's not just about getting people off of the sidelines. It's about helping get people.
Can you help me out here, Brad? What is this?
Is this going to be on the
And I
quiz?
firmly believe that solving our poverty challenges once and for all will require not just a great undertaking, but a great rethinking of how we help the most vulnerable among us.
Okay.
God, this thing
And it
is just
begins with
nothing.
realizing that the best
Right.
results come from within communities. Where solutions are tailored and targeted for people's needs.
And therefore,
This battle will be won eye to eye, soul to soul. And Bob, thank you for showing me that.
Bob, thank you.
I don't know who the Bob is.
Shout out to you, Bob. Thank you.
It's not our Bob that's behind the glass.
No, that's Ron, first of all.
Ron.
Bob-
He just gives a random Bob out.
And his mom. Bob, I remember meeting your
No,
mom.
he met the other guy's mom.
in the reading room that one time.
Yeah, that's right. No, the camera doesn't pan to Bob.
He says nothing.
Right, exactly. Are we at the three things here? Here we go.
We've got great advocates for welfare reform in our party, like my friend Tim Scott.
Oh, yeah, Tim.
You hear all the shout-outs?
Yeah.
All right.
Challenge my party here. Do not let this issue drift from your consciousness.
Right.
What's the issue?
Every life matters, and every person deserves a chance to succeed.
Okay.
Let us keep advancing ideas to allow people to live lives of self-determination. This is great work, and we can achieve this.
Okay. Up now takes a drink of bottle of water.
Second.
Yeah, oh, that was one.
Wait a minute. What was the one?
He just told you. It's like
18 things were the one thing?
It's like pig vomit's giving me the secret to my career again. Wait, what? What do you mean? It's the key is Columbus. It's all Columbus. It's Columbus, Ohio. That's your key. Wait a minute. He said, I need to start downtown, like the Petula Clark song.
There's a clue. It's a clue. Do I get
Downtown.
Downtown. How many letters in downtown? There's 8 letters in downtown. Last letter's N.
All right, so I listened to the entire thing, so you didn't have to, and I did figure out somewhat the three things.
Mm-hmm.
Make progress on poverty. Mm-hmm. You had everything laid out there as rising tide floats all boats, which I agree with.
Right.
But you didn't just get the hell out of the way.
Right.
But he also advocates for giving him more money.
Well, we're trying to get rid of all that money we have.
Number 2, debt.
Yes.
He advocates giving all those people money. We got to take on the debt.
Yeah,
that's number 2.
Debt. All those
things
money
seem
we've got sitting
like
around.
one versus the other.
Yeah.
And the third is immigration reform. Immigration reform.
Well, this is the first I'm hearing of that.
Mm-hmm. Now, Paul Ryan could have done a lot with this, right?
Wow.
And his time in Congress, he supported the George W. Bush amnesty stuff. Don't forget, Paul Ryan, who was concerned about debt the whole time, Paul Ryan voted not once but twice for the TARP bailout.
They were too big to fail.
Just a really big number to shock the economy. He supported those things.
They're too big to fail.
All right. Which all seems kind of hypocritical, but just a bit on immigration before we wrap up Paul Ryan today.
The right mix of policy solutions, it's there.
It's there.
Border security and interior enforcement for starters,
Okay,
but
good.
also a modernization of our visa system.
Because there's two. So border security with immigration, right? And a modernization of our visa program.
Interior enforcement.
Like I said, I agree. We have to check that. Good.
So that it makes sense for our economy and for our people. So that anyone...
Can I help you out there? Make sense for the economy?
Yeah.
Paul has a bunch of business guys that want cheap labor.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Yes.
I'm not saying we, as a person who believes in free market, I'm not saying that we shouldn't consider. I'm just saying Paul's being a little disingenuous there.
Yes.
His real reason for saying this is because he's got donors that have said, I want cheap labor, so let's keep them illegals here and let's keep that border open. Things come across here and I can exploit them.
Yep.
That's really what he's not willing to tell you that. No. Okay, here we go.
who wants to play by the rules, work hard, and be a part of our American fabric can contribute. That includes the dreamers, those who came here through no fault of their own, and ultimately the undocumented population. In order to fix the system...
No, wait.
The lovers, the dreamers.
Do you notice he just kind of... So he said, if you're willing to work within the system and blah, okay, then you... So the dreamers, what does that mean? They came here through no... So you want to give them amnesty. As I've said before, I can reluctantly agree with some of that if you fix the rest. And then ultimately the undocumented.
Right, if they want to become a part of the American fabric.
So are you saying that you're going to kick them out first, or what does that mean? They've got to get
exactly.
How do they get right with the law?
Exactly what I was saying.
System. So that it makes sense for our economy and for our people.
Here we go.
So that anyone who wants to play by the rules, work hard, and be a part of our American fabric can contribute.
See, the illegals didn't.
Yeah, right.
That includes the dreamers.
Okay.
Those who came here through no fault of their own, and ultimately the undocumented population.
Who were at fault. Okay.
In order to fix the system, you have to reset the system.
There it is.
So now it's the dreamers and the undocumented.
Yeah.
The dreamers and the undocumented.
You know, that was one line, and he moved on, didn't say anything else about it. What? Because they don't want you to know.
No.
Ultimately, through no fault of their own, people who want to be a part of work within the system legally, but those people didn't. But ultimately, they have to be a part of that, is what he's saying. Okay, so you've got to reset the system. Can I help you out there? Paul Ryan is advocating for exactly what we did in '86. Those people, we've got to reset the system. The idea when we offered amnesty to, I think it was about 3 million people in '86, and Reagan signed it stupidly into law, but believe this nonsense, said, okay, let's just get beyond the current problem and start anew beyond it.
Yeah.
So if you just make these people legal, right, then we'll start anew the next day and can be tough on it. We won't allow illegals to get here. But the ones that are already here, we just accept it and give them amnesty.
Right.
He's advocating for that again. You've got to reset the system.
Yes, exactly right. It's simple. Remember, we used to call, by the way, the dreamers used to be anchor babies.
Yep.
The undocumented used to be illegal aliens.
That's when you racist ran things, of course.
Yes, exactly.
Paul Ryan, he believes a new way.
Right.
New way forward.
The dreamers and the undocumented.
So
this is so frustrating.
That's a portion of Paul Ryan's farewell to Congress. One for the ages, folks. One for the ages.
And the reason he does that is so that when they come up with all of the lists of the things that they didn't that weren't done, he can say, look, just go back and listen to my speech. I outlined everything that we did. I gave us keys to the future and to the success of this country. I spoke of the American fabric, which is, by the way, gingham.
Even more so than that, it's for his next job. He's not done.
You don't think he's just going to go sit on?
What would somebody who focused on the economics in D.C., that was his go-to, budgets and economics and finance, that was his passion, who has the connections that only a Speaker of the House has.
Right.
Having, helped some people along the way that maybe now owe him. What is his job after Congress? Is he going to go back to Wisconsin and just start a little business, maybe a hot dog stand?
He's going to make cheese.
Is he going to make cheese? Yeah. Is that it? No. He is going to work probably as a lobbyist or for a lobbying firm because it's instant million money. Now, you can't officially do that for like 5 years.
Right.
You can't be a lobbyist for 5 years.
Well, how's he going to make it for the next 5 years?
But you could answer phones at a lobbying company, not lobbying yourself, for $47 million a year. And then 5 years later, they realize what a great job you've done on the phones, and they move you up to a lobbyist.
He has to have a job. I mean, what's he going to do? You don't expect the guy to live on minimum wage.
No, or he will sit on a bunch of boards. So we'll say, it's Doc Thompson's House of Flapjacks, Inc., and I've just decided to pay Paul Ryan millions of dollars to just sit on the board. He comes up for a vote, or comes to votes, meetings where we vote once a month or so, and the rest of the time it's free. It's a good job.
Yeah.
Why would you pay somebody for that? Because of their connections or what they've already done for you. That's it.
Yeah.
So we create these jobs and positions that are uniquely valuable because of connections to people currently there. It is an entire system. It's the state, and the state is not working for you. It's not the progressives that are the real problem. I mean, they're part of the problem. The real problem is, it's a significant part, don't get me wrong. But the bigger problem is statism and the state and the deep state. It's the system that they have created that we cannot crack. And when you do get a little bit of a victory by sending somebody like Donald Trump, the outsider, right, who's willing to shake things up and do different, they do everything they can. Look at the Republicans that have turned on him, siding with the Democrats. Why? They say it's because Trump is trouble and all these, he's not good and he's mean and all this stuff. But what they're really saying is, He's challenging our authority and ability to run amok.
He has thrown a wrench into the machine, and they're pissed.
Right.
That's they will jump on the impeachment bandwagon as soon as the bandwagon pulls into town.
I cite the comment that Lindsey Graham made, and I'm paraphrasing, but the comment when he made when Ted Kennedy died. That man was a great lover. No, that's something.
Hey, y'all.
Never mind. When he said something about Ted Kennedy had the good decency to go back to his district and badmouth me often, something like that.
Right.
To say horrible things. And then he explained a little bit what he meant was that he did him a favor by saying all these bad things because, people, it helped him to get reelected in his state and vice versa. But then when they got to D.C., they worked together.
Of course. Yes. They're good friends.
Look at Lindsey's track record and what he supported. Who won those work together battles?
It is the giant fraternity that is known as Washington.
Yep.
They take all of our money. They do crap with it that we don't want them to. They don't listen to us, and they call it government.
So I feel really good about mocking Paul Ryan today.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got an opportunity to do that. We'll move on and get to a bunch of other interesting things happen in the news today. Mocking the right feels pretty good, too. Mocking the right feels pretty good when that right is actually wrong because they're progressives.
Yes.
The progressive right, actually worse than the progressive left. Because the progressive left, you know who they are.
I was going to say, at least they're not wearing a costume, a disguise.
Right.
They're right out there so you can pick
the progressive right, they're Judas goats.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say progressive Republicans may be more accurate, but they're the Judas goats. Or there are some that claim to be on the right, and they're secretly working. That's all they are. They're double agents, so to speak. And I will mock them and enjoy mocking them for years to come. You can mock them, and you can certainly mock people on the left and have a lot of fun with the Right On game.
Boy, can you! And if you add a little booze to it, I mean, if you are inclined to do so, and maybe a couple of cigars.
Big fun.
Oh, it's a party.
I'm going to caution the audience here and saying, go to rightongame.com and get the Right On game. Rightongame.com. Buy a couple of them. And you're going to want to play those around the holidays to piss off Cousin June. Right? And by that I mean Cousin Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Exactly.
You're going to want to do this and have fun, but I caution you, and it should come with this disclaimer. Do not play the game while drinking and with an accessibility to firearms.
That's
one or the other is fine.
Right.
I believe you, respectable, responsible gun owners, can have a gun next to you, maybe on your person while playing Right On game and being fine.
Sure.
And I respect you to say you can drink and have fun, but mixing the two while playing that's a catalyst for a shooting.
Well, you know what they say. It's alcohol and firearms go together like women and power tools. You just don't want to mix them.
Those don't go together?
No, they really don't. And just to sweeten the pot, if you will, if you go to rightongame.com and you scroll to the bottom of the page, you will find a link where you can just click where it says posted here, because when you play the game, you need to make sure that you videotape the whole thing.
It's going to be fun.
They're giving away a great prize. It's an Amazon Echo Show. Yeah.
Sure.
For the best video that they will be choosing after Christmas, I believe. Yeah.
So it's not an iPod Shuffle that they're giving
away? No, it
is
not an iPod Shuffle. They still make those?
I don't know.
I don't either. But you have until January 2nd to get your entry in, and the winner will be selected on the 3rd, and it'll be announced right here on MoJo 50.
Rightongame.com, rightongame.com. Order a couple of them. Don't forget the promo code MoJo50.com, 10% off, and price point's about $25.
Yep.
It's rightongame.com. Now, no connection with the Right On game, but a side little possibility of you winning something here. If you are willing to send scantily clad videos to my friend Brad Staggs.
Oh, yeah.
He will give you a Commodore 64.
Yes.
He will. Well, one person.
It's a Commodore 62, actually. We couldn't afford the 64.
It's just as good, though, right?
Oh, it's just two less.
Okay.
So it's absolutely worth every penny of your entry fee.
Addendum, hot women only.
You didn't have to say that. I mean,
I want to make sure we're legally covered here.
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah.
So Commodore 62 up for grabs. You send scantily clad videos to my friend.
Scantily clad, I mean
naked, yes. Exactly. And for those of you that don't know scantily clad, nakedity, nakedness, nudism,
any of that,
exposing your naughty bitch, your hoo-ha, the whole thing. Just send the videos.
Any of it, tastefully, of course.
Keep the videos short, and by that I mean send whatever you have.
Right. Yeah.
Long, short, it doesn't matter.
Whatever will fit into the email.
It's fine. And even hot women don't, let's not limit it to hot women. Just give it a little asterisk so we know if it's a hot woman or not.
Well, because if
I still want to see the other. I just want to be in the right mind.
I just have to take a couple of shots first.
Exactly.
And then they're hot. Suddenly.
Much like listening to Paul Ryan, we'll look so you don't have to.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Bradley J. Staggs, does anybody offer any communiques via the social media platforms we know as MeWe.com, Twitter.com, or Facebook.com?
It's funny you should mention that. POTUS Toad Sage, Brad's right. When the Martians land, I think I'm immediately going to defect to the Martian government just to stick it to the whole ungodly, horrible DC machine. It's that or it's Yellowstone, one of the two. Let's see here, up toward the top. Season's greeting, Duck. Paul Ryan pulls a Curly's gold. And it's
just one thing.
One
thing.
What is it? What is it, Curly? That's exactly what he did. There's three things.
He was 2 minutes into the first thing before I realized it was a thing. And then even then, I still couldn't figure out what the thing was. Okay, that last 2 minutes was one of the things.
Yeah.
Can you sum that up? Maybe boil it down.
That was probably as much as he could sum it up. Architecturalist at 3D Pixel Pro over at the MeWe. If Trump gets impeached without the wall getting built, a few people are going to be more than miffed. 62 or 63 million. And by the way, I know of 45. Is it 40? Where'd the GoFundMe go? The wall. I know of 42,387 people that'll be awfully pissed. The GoFundMe account.
What is that up to now? It was 1.5 million as of last night after 48 hours, right?
Let me hit refresh, and wow. In the past 2 hours, they've raised another $200,000. It is now up to $2,736,199. But
our GoFundMe was a little bit less than that.
Slightly. They've raised this in 3 days.
If you want to give us $2 million, I'll build a wall around the building. We build walls in the studio.
I'll help.
Come on.
This is so. There's
the Tobys from Las Vegas, I believe, emailed or posted on social media yesterday when Matt Locke was talking about this. A really great point. He has already donated to fund the wall.
It's called taxes.
Yeah, in fact, he donates every year.
Yeah,
around April 15th or before.
Notice they won't put that as a check mark on your income tax return. Right. If you'd like to donate $1 to build the wall.
Yep.
But it's always, what was it? You can donate $1
to help politicians. Not to save puppy dogs, veterans, rainbows, for the people on the left, not to help LGBT, any of that. It's to, if you want to help me, the politician. By the way, they exempted themselves from the do not call list back in the day. So Matlock made a great point about the wall yesterday. In fact, you can go back and listen to any of the podcasts. They're still up, and find all the podcasts at MoJo50.com. But he made a great point about it, that this shows you people's passion for the wall. That even though they have given in taxes and whatever, and Trump promised that Mexico would pay for it, they're willing to put up money out of their own pocket for it. They're serious. They know the troubles with the illegals, the dangers to the economy, to your safety, all of this stuff. They know it. They know the Kate Steinleys. They're passionate about it. I just cannot give the government 1 cent more.
No. We give them enough money as it is. We give them plenty of money.
I have explained that I will never pay a penny more for license plates than I have to. And if I'm serious, if the license plate I randomly got generated was Doc Thompson is an asshole, an effer, whatever it is. This guy's wife is a whore. This guy's mom will doink you in a shady gas station bathroom.
In the reading room.
In the reading room. You can get all that in 7 characters.
Right. If it said that and they said, oh, wow, that's a really unfortunate license plate. You know what? I think if you give us 1 penny more, we can get you a different one. Are you out of your friggin' mind? Seriously. I helped when I was in Virginia, get the...
I can't say very much about this. You know that, right?
I know that.
His license plate says Prancer.
I know. Prancer size, please.
Yeah.
When I was in Virginia, I helped them get the Gadsden flag license plate, the Don't Tread on Me, yellow back, snake in the middle, Virginia plate, and it's awesome. And I love the Gadsden flag. I love it. Named after Billy Gadsden, the former pro quarterback for, which team did he play for, Brad?
That was the Green Bay Packers, wasn't it?
I think so. Anyway, the Gadsden flag, love it. And so people came to me, and there's a whole process in order to get it, the plates in Virginia. Every state's different. And you had to get so many people that wanted one and would put their money up ahead of time, even if the plate may never get passed. And you may have gotten your money back, but it's still like a 2-year process. And they had to give. So I said, I'll help you out. I talked about it on the air. We got enough people. They got the plate. We got a politician to carry got it done. Wonderful. Yep. Are you going to get a plate? Nope. I would love to have one, but it was like $10 more.
Moral convictions.
Sorry.
Moral convictions suck. Politicians should try getting a couple.
Yeah, right. What else do you have by the way of communiques?
Stephen English says, is it just me or does Paul Ryan's speech sound like it was randomly cut and pasted from every other Paul Ryan speech? That would explain why there were open-ended sentences in the middle of it. And remember, it's 3 things. And somewhere in there are at least 2. It's stunning that these people stand up there and say these, and they're never held accountable.
Right, exactly.
Ever.
Nope.
Stinky came here through no fault of their own. To talking about the Dreamers.
Right. And I hate the name Dreamer. And I know it's marketing. I just don't know how else
then they weren't really dreamers, or it was their fault.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Either, okay, so if they're dreamers, they came here because they're dreaming. Right? I understand what he's saying.
Them here.
Right, but so why are they why are they dreamers then? If they are here through no fault of their own, then why are they the dreamers? What were they dreaming of? They're here.
Yeah, and you're right. It's a horrible name. I hate it.
Right.
The idea is they're dreaming that they want the American dream identify.
It sounds better than Anchor Baby.
Exactly, and that's what they did. They marketed that one, and I don't know how any other way to quickly on the air identify that group of people.
No. That and the undocumented, the illegal aliens.
All right. Quick break, back with more on your Daily Mojo.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Following Senate approval, the House expected to vote today on a stopgap funding bill that will keep the government's lights on.
It funds 7 government agencies through February 8th at current levels, but contains no money for the border wall. Perhaps most important, though, it averts a potentially embarrassing government shutdown at midnight on Friday. But we'll do this all again in 6 weeks when Democrats control the House.
Capitol Hill correspondent Wally Hines. Reaction to President Trump's decision to withdraw American troops from Syria.
Just last week, the U.S. envoy to the anti-Islamic State coalition said the militants were being battered in Syria, but still pose a threat.
Nobody is declaring a mission accomplished.
But President Trump is tweeting, "We have defeated ISIS in Syria." A U.S. official says all the roughly 2,000 American troops there will start leaving as soon as possible. The move blindsided lawmakers like Marco Rubio.
It's a terrible mistake, and unfortunately, I think we're going to pay a price for it if it's not reversed.
The president's long push to withdraw the troops, but military advisors have warned the militants could regroup without Americans on the ground. Sagar Meghani at the White House.
Wall Street taking a real beating. The Dow at a 13-month low, the S&P at a 15-month low. And correspondent George Bonzani says it's not only U.S. markets that are suffering.
Tokyo's Nikkei 225 index plummeted 3.2% in Thursday trading overseas. Shanghai's composite index dropped 1%. Other overseas markets in Asia and Australia lost between 1 and 1.7%.
The market's latest declines following the Fed's decision to hike interest rates for a 4th time this year. Wall Street this morning, stock futures in the red. Dow futures down 50 points. S&P futures off 5 1/4, and NASDAQ futures down 9 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey guys, Ron Phillips with the Conservative Cartel. Are you tired of the bar scene, hoping to find the love of your life? Well, there is a better way for you single guys and ladies out there. Check out wethepeople.dating. They make it easy to find a liberty-minded match, and it takes less than a minute to create a free account and begin browsing through over 11 million monthly subscribers. Look, we all know the success of a relationship hinges on the core shared values of a couple. So check out wethepeople.dating for the love of people and people of love. Sign up and start dating today. wethepeople.dating. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of a partner.
It looks like you're losing.
I am.
Are you losing weight?
I am losing. I've lost about 10 pounds.
How are you doing it?
Funny name, but I've done it with Riduzone. RADUzone.com, and the stuff works. It's, you get into all that, the molecule this and the found in that. All I can tell you is it makes you feel full, and it keeps your mind off of wanting to overeat.
And also boosts your metabolism, so you're burning more.
Yeah,
Try it today. It's going to work for you like it's worked for Brad and countless other people. Riduzone.com. RIDUzone.com.
This is David Barton with another moment from America's history. In several decisions over recent years, the Supreme Court has consistently ruled that it is unconstitutional for the government to encourage religion. Did our founding fathers agree with this? Consider the words of Henry Lawrence, a signer of the Constitution and a president of Congress. Henry Lawrence declared, "I had the honor of being one who framed that Constitution. In order effectually to accomplish these great ends set forth in the Constitution, it is especially the duty of those who bear rule to promote and encourage respect for God and virtue, and to discourage every degree of vice and immorality." Founding Father Henry Lawrence believed that the goals of the Constitution could not be fulfilled apart from a fear and a respect for God, and that it was therefore the duty of government to encourage this among the people.
For more information on God's hand in American history, contact Wall Builders at 1-800-8-REBUILD.
The mothership has landed.
Hey, it's your Daily Mojo. Doc Thompson and Brad Staggs, along with that guy behind the glass who's spinning the dials radio style for us.
Ron Phillips is over there.
That's what I said, the guy behind the glass.
Yeah.
That's the one, man. The glass being the separator between our on-air booth and the booth where you spin the dials radio style. That's how the things work.
Prancer.
You know, when I was going through the communiques and listening to Paul Ryan, people pointed out it sounds like it's disconnected, speechifying little clips. I was reminded of a movie from 1999 called Mystery Men, and this is kind of like what Paul Ryan was doing.
He who questions training only trains himself at asking questions.
What?
For when you care for what is outside, what is inside cares for you.
You know, the clock is ticking here. Are we going to sew dresses all day, or are we going to rescue Amazing? I need a thimble. Anybody?
Patience, my son. To summon your power for the conflict to come, you must first have power over that which conflicts you.
Okay. Am I the only one who finds these things just a little bit formulaic? If you want to push something down, you have to pull it up. If you want to go left, you have to go right.
Your temper is very quick, my friend. But until you learn to master your rage...
Your rage will become your master? That's what you were going to say, right? Right?
Not necessarily.
Yep, that's the speaker.
That's what they're doing.
Right there. 3 things. Remember, 3 things.
All right, communiques. Now get a couple of those in before we get your headlines.
Yeah, Patty Armstrong. You've got people all fired up over on Facebook. Patty Armstrong says Paul Ryan, also known as Eddie Munster, is a POS rhino backstabber to Trump from the beginning.
Give me that again.
Paul Ryan, a.k.a. Eddie Munster, is a POS rhino backstabber to Trump from the beginning. Let's see. Karen says you have to realize if they do real tax reforms, it'll limit their money and what they can spend.
See, back to that first one, right for that one. What was that again?
Paul Ryan, also known as Eddie Munster, is a POS rhino backstabber to Trump from the beginning.
Wow, that's really edgy. That's wow, that's really harsh.
Yeah,
it's really. I mean, that really took him to task.
Yes,
and kind of almost mean.
Yeah.
Not inaccurate, mind you.
No, not inaccurate at all.
And very appropriate, but just want to point that out. Okay.
Yeah. And, by the way, and Karen Hoffman over at the Right On Game did have, she wanted to make a very valid point. Please do not mix up the videos and mistakenly post the naughty naked videos to the Right On Facebook page. I mean, you can.
I don't want to see the right-on ones.
Right? No. I just want the naked one. Yeah.
Right. I want the naked ones.
I want the naked ones. So make sure that you do.
By the way, the character in Mystery Men, if you haven't seen that from '99 with Ben Stiller, there is the Sphinx. That was the guy who had all those. When you care what is outside cares for you. That's the Sphinx. So Paul Ryan's next career, the Sphinx in Mystery Men 2.
He'll do quite well.
I think he'll be fine, right?
Yeah. We've scoured news platforms and agencies around the globe for today's most profound news headlines. Presenting them now, here's Brad Staggs.
And this portion of your headlines is brought to you by TRAGuns.com, America's online virtual gun store.
And remember, TRA stands for something with a T, something with an R, and something with an A.
Could be Thomas Robert Albert.
Anything with a T, an R, and an A.
Yes, anything at all. An inmate has been found in hot water. Police found the escapee soaking in a hot tub in Waverly, Ohio.
Wow, that's hey, you did it right.
I was going to say, that doesn't sound like such a stupid inmate to me. The escaped inmate, they do have them back in custody after they were found soaking in a hot tub at a senior living community. Still wearing their yellow jail outfit, by the way. They might want to consider changing out of the outfit before jumping into a hot tub.
That doesn't sound that bad.
No. I mean, if you're going to get, although if you've gotten out of a hot tub in cold weather while you're still fully clothed, you ever done that?
You mean they were wearing their jumpsuits in the hot water?
Yeah.
Were they hiding or just?
Not very well, apparently. They
hiding out in a senior living community. That's a good gig.
She was a 34-year-old woman. She fled while being booked on drug possession charges Tuesday.
Okay, let me tell you why you want to flee to a senior living community if you've been in jail. Okay. Number one, nobody's going there, so they're never going to. The likelihood they'll find you low.
Right.
A lot of times you like the drugs and abusing drugs. What do they have around there?
Oh, man, like cabinets
Lots
full
of
of
drugs, right?
Usually it's for incontinence and things that make you smell bad, but...
Right. Okay, you bring up the smell. The one downside of being in a senior living community is the smell.
Yeah.
But you've been in prison.
Well, that's true.
Your olfactory glands have been conditioned. In fact, that might be a step up.
That's a good point.
I mean, I've never been to prison, but I imagine it don't smell good.
By the way, it was heroin possession she was charged with, so yeah, she didn't smell a damn thing.
Oh, yeah.
Quite frankly.
Okay.
Now she's charged with felony escape. I didn't know that was a felony. Had I known. At least he's not one of those foot freaks, but in England, a man broke into a co-op funeral home and had sex with a corpse.
Yeah, he's not one of those foot fetish people. That's disgusting.
Those people make me sick.
Now, when you say had sex with a corpse, I mean, is this documented? I mean, there wasn't an assumption made, was there? I just need proof.
First of all, before we start judging this guy, he's an unemployed Birmingham man. Unemployed.
I mean, come on.
The guy didn't have a job. You don't have a job. What else are you going to do?
Right. That's good.
I mean,
and I'm guessing he lived nearby.
You don't want to walk too far. I mean, that's exhausting. Then how much energy do you have for...
if there were likely living women or people, because I don't know if it's both necrophilia and homosexuality, because we didn't get a clarification on that, did we?
Let's see. No, because even the fact that he was charged with sexual penetration of a corpse does not tell you.
That's what I'm saying. So we'll assume he wasn't, doubly freaky.
Right,
that
exactly.
Stuff.
Isn't the warmth something you're looking for, though?
Not if you're my ex-wife.
Then again, there are guys who make love to corpses damn near every night.
They're called British, is what they are. They're they're English women. By the way. That's
make love.
I know.
I hate that.
I have sex with corpses.
That's better. That is so much
That's better in your mind.
Yes, it really is.
That makes you feel a little bit better.
Angry sex. Is there any other kind?
There's an old joke where a guy gets busted with the corpse, and his buddy is freaking out. He goes, "What the hell were you doing?" He goes, No, she wasn't dead. She's just English.
I see what you did there. So the movie behind one of the most the studio behind one of the most controversial movies of all time has released a new trailer for this now 30-year-old movie. That will hopefully settle the argument as to whether or not it is, in fact, a Christmas movie.
Oh, stop it. No.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, go.
Here we go. I think it's this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
This is John.
Nice beer.
He just wants to spend Christmas with the family.
Is Daddy coming home with you?
We'll see what Santa and Mommy can do.
But when he gets stuck at the office party,
Merry Christmas.
it'll be a holiday
Merry Christmas.
he'll never forget.
Ho, ho, ho.
Welcome to the party, pal.
This Christmas,
It's a time of miracles, so be of good cheer.
Only John can drive somebody that crazy.
get ready to jingle some bells and deck the halls with boughs of Bruce Willis,
Down to the coast. We get together, have a few laughs.
Alan Rickman,
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
together in the greatest Christmas story ever told.
See?
I got some bad news for you, Dwayne. Hans, Bobby. Eat it, Harvey.
Holy shit.
I'm starting to get a bad feeling up here. Merry Christmas.
Die Hard,
This is their idea of Christmas. I gotta be here for New Year's.
See? It is a Christmas movie. It is a Christmas
In
movie.
fact, that just further proves the point that it's not a Christmas
The
movie.
only reason he was there was to get together with his kids for Christmas.
So any movie that is sent around Christmas is automatically a Christmas movie.
No, but Die Hard is. I'm telling you, you don't want to go.
It's not a Christmas. I know the debate online. Just stop it.
Don't go.
Guy behind the glass. What do you say?
I say it's not a Christmas movie.
Thank you. You're a reasonable man.
You're both going down on the wrong
You're
side
much
of
better
history.
than the guy who used to run the dials last week. Much
that
better
was
than him.
That
You're
was
much-
still wrong.
That was me.
Although they,
by the way, that movie does have, and it's a great movie. It's just not a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
It has one of the best of the worst for television edits.
Oh yeah, it's like watching Blazing Saddles.
Right, back in the, because there's so many MFs in there that they, they have to bleep them out or whatever. I like when they just beep it. Don't try to put a different word in. Right. And back in the day, they would change asshole to airhead, right? That was the one I always do. You're not, get your big airhead out of here or whatever, But the best there, they couldn't come up with one for yippee-ki-yay.
Oh.
So it was something Mr. Falcon. Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Mr. Falcon. Whoa, they cut him down to size. Mr. Falcon.
Wait, there's no other Falcon reference. Nothing. Mr. Falcon.
Asinine. Although they don't release the numbers, that being Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu, Parrot Analytics has come up with a way to find out what the most streamed television shows of the past year are.
Okay.
Starting at number 10, BoJack Horseman. Never seen it. Ozark, number 9.
It's good, but I haven't seen the second season yet.
Oh, man, he dies. The one guy. Oh, sorry. Voltron is at number 8. The Handmaid's Tale at number 7.
Not seen any of those.
That one. Castle Rock, that's good. It's number 6.
Nope, not
The
seen that.
Haunting of Hill House.
Nope.
That's decent. Marvel's Daredevil.
I saw the first season, was great, but haven't seen the next,
It's on
and now they've canceled.
season 3, and now they've canceled it. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina at number 3.
The Teenage Witch?
Yes, but this is a different one.
Okay.
This is the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. This is the one that got sued for using Baphomet.
Oh, okay.
Baphomet,
Yeah.
Orange is the New Black at number 2, and the
Not
number
seen it.
1 streamed.
House of Cards.
You think it's House of Cards? What do you
No,
think?
No, not this last season.
it's the other one.
What other
That
one?
reminds me of House of Cards in the name. Game of Thrones.
No. You're both wrong. It is Stranger Things.
No, not seen any of those.
Yes, according to, by the way, a report from gunscarry.com, this Christmas, the most popular handgun for concealed carry this year, and not necessarily a make, but just a
The size?
6 hour.
You want the size or the company?
I want the caliber.
9mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, the number 1 they say is the Glock.
It's got to be.
The Glock.
It's a workhorse, right?
Yes, you can drive. That's the thing about a Glock. You can drive over. You can throw it in the mud. You can drive over it with a truck, and still it fires. I wonder where you could get a good Glock.
That's a good point. If only there was a communist places that would be easily to get them.
ThomasRobertAlbert.com.
TRA Guns. It's TRAGuns.com. That's the sponsor
It
you're
should
working
be
into.
Tango Romeo Alpha.
There you go.
All of you veterans out there.
It's Thomas Robert Albert.
And that's the updated word codes, right? That's not the classic one from, 50, 60 years ago. They changed those.
No. The military has a different one than the police.
Do they?
Yeah.
And they did change that. One of them, though. I remember the...
Yeah, I think the police is like Tom Robert Adam.
Maybe that's where...
But it's Tom Robert Albert.
Albert.
It's not
the military.
Adam. That'd be stupid if it was Adam.
Tango Romeo Alpha.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they use the same one? And why would you one with
question.
people's names? If you're the police, you're calling in people's names, right?
Right.
Bradley J. Staggs, license plate Robert Allen Ultra. What?
What'd you say his name was? What was his name?
Robert Thomas
No,
Bradley. Is that the B for the?
With no E.
It just seems silly.
Hey, you want my social security number too? How about my mother's maiden name?
Throw it out there.
Or you could think of TRA Guns as Tar River Arms.
There you go.
Tell me about TarRiverArms.com.
Oh, if you want to find a gun at a great price, you should go to TRAGuns.com. As a matter of fact, that Glock Gen 5 9mm pistol, they have one on sale right now for $559. I see one here. Actually, I see a couple of them. A Gen 5 for $579. There's also one in here for
different
$559.
designs.
Different designs. One is actually rainbow colored. Of course, they're different models. They have the Gen 4. They have the Gen 5. You can get one with night sights for $590.
Oh, nice.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff on sale. If you just go to TRAGuns.com, on the front page now, right at the bottom, it says guns on sale.
Awesome.
Which is amazing because that's where you'll find all the guns that are
on sale.
TRAGuns.com.
That's TRAGuns.com, or as Guy Behind the Glass would say, Tango Romeo Alpha Guns.com.
And thank goodness there is some sanity in the world as displayed by the Scottish Parliament. They have now banned the gingerbread man.
Do you know the gingerbread man? Police are looking for him.
Lives on Mulberry Lane.
He lives on Mulberry Lane.
Monster is what you
Muffin
are.
Lane. Muffin.
Yes, in order to avoid claims of sexism, the Scottish Parliament has decided to rename gingerbread men. Go ahead. What have they renamed it to?
Gingerbread person.
Yes, in fact, that is exactly what they're doing.
I just, you could just call them emasculated gingerbread men. You could call them that.
Yep, you could call them that. The little treat there is on sale through Christmas.
Why not the brunette gingerbread person?
What about blondes? What do you have against blondes?
I don't, but what does everybody have against gingers?
Wow.
Oh.
Doc was like,
the
brunette. The hell is he talking
See,
about?
right there, that's a thinking man's
the brunette bread
joke.
Yeah, you still use ginger. You'd have to be brunette bread man person.
Yes. The rebranding, by the way, as you can expect, did not go over well. Annie Wells, she's a Scottish Conservative Equality spokesman, and you wait until you go to their Christmas party every year. The Scottish Conservative Equalities.
Off the hook.
She wasn't pleased. Surely the Scottish Parliament has... she probably doesn't speak that way. Surely the Scottish Parliament has got better things to do than worry about what the gingerbread men are called, huh?
Haggis.
This is an utterly painless gesture which simply trivializes the real issues of gender equality.
Highlander.
And Ricky Gervais, of course, had something to say as well. Why are they all ginger? Racist.
Okay, when comedians like Ricky Gervais come out and mock that they do silly stuff like this, and I stand with, I have to point out, you're the a-holes who drove this by starting way back by going, well, you can't do this and inclusive and all this other word, crafting and speech and political correctness. You now think it's stupid? Great. We were telling you that 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Yeah. But you didn't listen. And this is where we ended up with Skynet and the damned robots coming after us and shooting. That's a different movie. Rami Malek has said that there was one thing that terrified him during the production of Bohemian Rhapsody.
His teeth.
His what?
His teeth.
His teeth. You know what this is, I have a feeling. Do you know what it was?
No, I'm reading memes or reading posts, and one of them's a meme.
Sorry, are we interrupting you over there?
I've decided when you do the headlines, because we run out of some time here to tweet and go through some of them.
Yeah, whose idea was that?
Right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and spend more time on Twitter, and you can just blah blah blah.
Brad, have you seen Bohemian Rhapsody?
I have.
His teeth.
Actually, it was not his teeth. And
Kinsey Richards tweeted in reference to your gingerbread man story a meme. It says, "Why I'm no longer asked to make gingerbread men for the Crunch church bake sale." And it's a picture of a gingerbread man in bondage. with a ball gag.
The one thing that Rami Malek was terrified of was wearing the leotard that he had to wear as Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
That's he said there was nothing that was left to the imagination. There was everything was right out there in painful.
Come on, it's movie making. They can fix that.
Display. Well, that's.
I need lots of airbrushing.
Here's our pain fact of the day. The brain doesn't feel pain. Did you know that? When you stub your toe or you touch something hot, your body releases chemicals that send pain signals through the spinal cord to the receptors in your brain. Then the brain has to go, wait a second, it hurts, and it sends signals back to where you are hurting, and that place on your body hurts. You don't give a damn, do you? Because it's pain, and you just want it to stop.
Every day I wake up to the mystery ailment of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I have constantly now over the last, 4 or 5 months is my sore teeth from gnashing them all night long while I sleep. This is seriously to the point that when I was off and went to the dentist a couple weeks ago, I broke a tooth from doing that. I figured it out. I cracked it and grinding it nice on those a-holes.
Have you ever heard somebody grind their teeth at night?
I've never done this before.
He
This
does
is brand
all
new.
night long.
It is the nastiest sound.
He wakes me up all the time.
I'm sure.
Wow.
So I have that, but I also have the mystery ailment of the day where I wake up and I go, oh, it's the side today. Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
That's your splendix. I'm telling you, it's all the things you
I
get
didn't
as you
realize
grow
my
older.
spleen had one of those.
Yes, your spleen. Yes, in fact, it does. But you know how you can actually combat all of this. You go to relieffactor.com. And you order the 3-week quick start pack.
And it's going to give me a relief?
It is going to give you a relief to a factor of 10.
Wow.
Or 11. Actually, this one may even go up to 12.
Can we get to 13 and I'm there?
It's possible. They'll have to do a little bit more research, but if you go to relieffactor.com, you're not only helping yourself, but you're helping fund the research. You can get the 3-week quick start pack for just $20. You take it as directed. You wait 7 to 10 days after you've taken it as directed. By the way, the number one complaint when people say, "I didn't work for me." Did you take it as directed? Oh, no.
How's it work?
Yeah. It's botanicals. It's omega-3s. They go in there. They organize inside your body. They form a committee, then a subcommittee.
Just say it's magic.
Well, it is magic.
People believe that.
It's magic.
Right?
It is
It's
magic. It's magically inflammation-reducing stuff.
They actually mine them from under the pyramids.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
magic.
They can't exactly show you that.
A pharaoh cast a spell thousands and thousands of years ago.
And to this day, you can take advantage of it. And the pharaoh. Go to relieffactor.com. It's been working for me. It's been working for Doc. And it's been working for... Oh, no, Ron was afraid of it. That's right. He couldn't...
I know why I gnash my teeth. It's the stress. Because the only thing that drives me now is seeing that some people will rue the day.
Right. Right. Ruining.
After 30 years of people kicking me around and me going, hey, it's cool, I get it. Finally, some people crossed the line. And God is my witness. They will flour and clarified butter stirred into your sauce to thicken it the day that they mess with me.
Aha, I see what you did there.
It's a ruse.
That is the thinking man's, yes. By the way, today is Thursday, December 20th. There are 5 days until Christmas, 12 days until 2019. Do you have your affairs in order yet? It is also National Mud Day.
And today's the day you didn't bring Muddy Buddies.
And today's the day he actually counted correctly.
Did you catch this? Every day
he correctly every day.
No, you didn't. Today's 5 days till Christmas.
Yes, that's what. And yesterday was 6 days until Christmas. This was what I said.
He actually got yesterday right too.
Did he? You're on track. Thank you.
But most days,
the day before that, it was 7.
But let me put out the other days. Every day he's been bringing Muddy Buddies in. Today's National Muddy Day.
No, it's not Muddy Day. It's Mud Day.
Today's the day he doesn't bring Muddy Buddies. Okay.
This is the day. This is to celebrate the birthday of Dr. Samuel Mudd. This was the guy that who Dr. Mudd was.
I don't care.
Who did he treat? Who did Dr. Come on, sound it out. Who did he treat?
I don't care.
A penny. Here's your clue. A penny. Copper.
Abraham Lincoln.
He did not treat Abraham Lincoln, but you were so close.
Penny Marshall.
No, she's dead.
I know. That's what I was.
He treated Booth. John Wilkes Booth. And he didn't tell anybody about it for like 24 hours, and then everybody thinks that your name is Mudd is after him, but that's a fallacy. It was 1957 he got drafted.
Elvis.
Yeah. How'd you know? You won't get this one. 1989, they released this movie. Swell, it's a documentary.
Hold on. Now, give me a documentary of significance that they released this in 1989.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I can't even think of any huge not unsafe at any speed.
The word you had in there was huge. That's your clue. Huge. Mammoth. Big. Fat.
Oh, I don't know documentaries from that time. What is it?
Nasty. The secret word is Michael Moore.
Oh, Roger and Me.
Roger and Me.
Okay.
That was 1989. That was 30 years ago almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was actually, I believed it when it came out.
It's also actually a really bad movie.
It's a documentary technically.
There's documentary. It's horrible. But, I mean, first of all, it's inaccurate and whatever, and great, and obviously he's a hypocrite. Throw all of that out, and even for the time, he does this interlude for, 10 minutes, where he shows some local lady who is just killing rabbits in her backyard. That doesn't even tie into it. It's just graphic.
I enjoyed it.
Anyway.
You're saying I'm
Have you ever seen that?
I have not.
It's worth it.
You should see it. It's horrible.
It's worth it. That, and you should see An Inconvenient Truth.
It's horrible as well.
Yeah, but it's entertaining. Our weird fact of the day, Russia did not consider beer to be alcohol until 2011.
It's not alcohol.
It was previously classified as a soft drink.
It is not alcohol.
Beer?
Yes.
Beer is alcohol.
I mean, I guess on some scientific level.
Oh, it's alcohol.
If you say, listen, I'm going to go have a drink. Is that beer? Psst.
Have you ever had Chimay?
No. Actually, I have. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. And
it's still not a drink.
It is alcohol.
When you say you're going to have a drink, you go and you have a shot. You have a man's drink.
You have an old-fashioned.
You have an old-fashioned.
A Shirley Temple, maybe.
No, that's not.
A Roy Rogers?
Maybe a sidecar, but definitely a Manhattan. Every highball, right?
Every low ball. I don't know. Those are your headlines, by the way, for Thursday.
Boy, they were great.
I know.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of MoJo. MoJo 50.
Are Republicans in name only or rhinos in Congress up to their old tricks again? I believe the answer is yes, and here's why. You may recall that all throughout the Obama administration, rhinos like the current Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell typically came up with various excuses as to why the GOP should go along with what then President Obama wanted to accomplish. McConnell always assured the GOP that we'd get our way next time, but now wasn't the right time. He also vowed to make Obama a one-term president. It seems that McConnell may now be working on making President Trump a one-term president by his most recent move. On Wednesday, McConnell announced that the Senate would be introducing a stopgap measure to keep the government running through February the 8th, thereby averting a shutdown later in the week. Trump has promised that he would shut down the government if necessary in order to get the $5 billion he's seeking from Congress to build the border wall. Democrats like Schumer have vowed that Trump will never get his wish to build the wall. What's frustrating is that on Tuesday, the State Department announced that the U.S. pledged $5.8 billion in aid and investment money in Central America and another $4.8 billion in development aid for southern Mexico. While I understand the U.S. strategy in wanting to promote better security conditions and job opportunities to encourage Central Americans and Mexicans to remain in their countries, how can the U.S. be assured that the money they are earmarking will be used by those governments in the way that America intended? Bottom line, they can't. On the other hand, if you build a wall that can't be breached, problem solved. And that's today's Reality Check with Susan Knowles.
Hey, it's Brad Staggs with big news. MoJo 50 is coming to you and to your town. It's all part of our way of helping the veterans in this country. The MoJo 50/50 tour is 50 states in 50 days. And we're traveling across the country in a bus. I don't know what could go wrong. If you go to MoJo5050tour.com, you can find all the details, including to tentative stops and how you can be a sponsor. MoJo 50/50 tour, MoJo5050tour.com.
Doc Thompson, Brad Staggs on your Daily Mojo. All right, so earlier this week, the Senate Intelligence Committee released information, a report. I know, it's always funny.
It's an oxymoron.
Senate Intelligence Committee. Anyway, they released a report that says that the influence that Russia had over the 2016 election is much more significant than we knew.
Right? And they've been on Trump's side the whole time, those Russians.
No, they actually haven't, but still much more significant. Now, We have known that Google, Facebook, and Twitter were specifically mentioned and criticized for months and months for allowing these propaganda campaigns on their platforms.
Right.
Did they know or didn't they know?
That's a good question. I don't have the answer.
I would think that it would be almost impossible for them to not have some knowledge of this. I'll give them benefit of the doubt and say maybe they only realized 5% of the significance of what was going on.
They certainly knew if you were making fun of Nancy Pelosi. I got thrown in Facebook jail a couple
Well, I
times.
mean, that's now, though, so they could make the argument,
Right.
well, now we know and we pay attention to
Right.
such things, and I get that. But it would be difficult for me to believe that they didn't know that they didn't know some of what was going on.
You would think. I mean, they're pretty sophisticated, and they've got...
Right.
Yeah.
So if they knew, and it was probably a slow uncovering of the truth, not like the day before the election we had no idea, and the day after we knew completely. It was a slow evolution. Why haven't they led with, hey, this was a problem, and it wasn't specifically targeting Trump or trying to help Trump?
Right.
Why aren't they putting it all... Because they're progressives. We know this. They're continuing to manipulate you on this stuff.
If it benefits them, they're going to let it slide.
And I think we have all been witness to countless powerful examples of these social media platforms saying, Brad, you mocked Nancy Pelosi. You're in Twitter jail now.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, somebody's like, let's go out there and rape children with puppy dogs.
Yeah. Or kill Dana Lash.
And then kill Dana Lash and her children. And everyone's like, yeah, that's we've looked into this. Not a problem, right?
Yeah. Amazing.
So where's the honesty here?
It's not.
Cher.
Ah.
Remember her?
Yes.
We had a dog named Cher.
She had a little girl once.
Now she has a little boy. Cher tweeted out. They had Google, Facebook, and Twitter, remember, that were all caught up in this propaganda, where they were used to be propaganda. Cher tweeted out, it was Google, Facebook, and Twitter that were part of this campaign. Cher tweeted out, won't use Google, getting rid of Facebook account I didn't know I had. These companies have no allegiance to or love of anything but money. They might as well be conspiring with Russia to destroy our democracy.
Okay. Boy, she's really sacrificing. Isn't
She's
she?
not going to use Google anymore.
Right. No,
and number two, she's getting rid of the Facebook account she didn't even know she had because those two companies were two of the big three. And look at this. They love money and they have no allegiance to America. They're conspiring with Russia.
Right.
She tweeted that out.
Yes, she did, even though Twitter was one of the companies.
What's that? I'm sorry?
Twitter was one of the companies she says was.
She explained that too.
Oh.
And by the way, I'm not misreading this. She didn't put all the words in. She didn't put I would or anything. She just put would get rid of Twitter if it wasn't for love of you.
She's doing it for the fans. She's sacrificing. That's
the fans don't Google her.
That's the thing you love about Cher.
The fans wouldn't want to see a Facebook page.
She wouldn't be able to communicate. We should tell her about MeWe.
I'm wondering if maybe the truth is she just doesn't prefer that social media platform. Still wants to bitch online, but didn't want to give it up and seem like she's doing good.
Yeah.
This is the mental delusions that are progressives.
Yeah.
Cognitive dissonance is one of their main keys. Cognitive dissonance is convincing yourself in order to make an equation work.
Yes.
Okay. The equation would be, on one side, smoking is horrible for you. Right. We know this. There's no question. We have gobs and gobs of proof. Scientific information that says smoking is bad.
Yes.
On the other side of the equation, you still smoke. Why? What?
I have good genetics. It's not going to catch up to me. I'll beat the odds.
That's what you have to do.
Yes.
You have to make the equation work. So the real equation would be, on one hand, smoking is horrible for you. The other side of the equation is, that is why I do not smoke.
Right.
Right. But people still smoke knowing this. So they have to make it work. And it's not going to be like, And sometimes, wow, it's not as bad as they say, and they lie about it.
Yeah.
So it's okay on this side if I still smoke.
Right.
But most of the time now, because there's so much information, it's smoking is horrible for you, but I have good genetics.
Yes.
Yep. I can quit anytime I want. I'm not addicted. I'll be the one who, manages to face cancer.
I don't smoke that much.
Anyone can quit smoking. It takes a man to face cancer, right?
Right.
Whatever it is, that's cognitive dissonance. So Cher was able to justify, it's all bold. She's screaming, Facebook and Google, I won't use them. It's outrageous. What about Twitter? They're one of the three. You got two of them. You're this pissed off. You're still using Twitter. But it's you people that I love. I can't deny you.
Right.
She found a bull crap reason.
Yes, she did.
Now, she probably believes that. As in, I've known people that have encouraged people to understand what cognitive dissonance is, to study it.
Yeah.
Suggesting, mandating people understand these things, yet still practice this breakdown. Balancing a side of the equation with crap. But it used to be in the days that you believe your own press or your own BS as well. Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I further show you the delusion that is Cher, the cognitive dissonance?
I was hoping you would.
Cher also tweeted out, I have no problem with Trump having extramarital affairs. What?
Because which means she probably has done it.
Bingo.
Yeah.
This is what people do.
Yes.
Many progressives know that we'll say liberals. Many liberals know that a lot of the people they back and support are full of crap.
Yeah.
There's many out there that are one-issue voters. They just accept all the rest because they're so passionate about it. Let's say you're homotype sexual.
All right.
And you believe, you really took to that.
Hey, you know what? Judge not.
Let's say over the years, growing up, you always felt awkward and uncomfortable based on your homotype sexuality. And you felt at times you were discriminated. Back in the day, you probably were quite a bit at times.
Right.
Always keeping this a secret. And then one day, some politician comes along and says, vote for me and I'll set you free because I'm going to go out there and push the idea of LGBTQ LMNOP rights. And you say, yes, finally, somebody will balance these books. I'm going to support them. You know, all of the other crap that they bring along is crazy. But the cognitive dissonance comes in. You have to find a way to justify those things and accept it because you're really just focusing on that one, wrong or right, on that one thing.
You have to balance.
Cher says, I have no problem with Donald Trump having extramarital affairs. Why would you say such a thing? Oh, I get it. Because you're such a staunch libertarian and what people want to do with their body and their lives or whatever is free. I mean, hey, she supports abortion too. Good for you. What about me having a gun? Well, let's not get crazy.
Yes. And she's justified it in her head.
Exactly. There's a difference. You want to know why there's a difference?
I would love to know.
Because guns kill people, unlike abortion doctors.
Yeah. Wolf, she does tie. Yeah. Man.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not easy with some of this stuff to be challenged on your own beliefs. It was a story I tell. A buddy of mine, let's call him Scott.
Okay.
His name's Scott Lee. He works on the air in Richmond.
Right.
I started in Richmond, Virginia, and I really dislike smoking. And a good cigar now and then, it kicks my ass. But I can't physically take it. There's so many sinus issues in that. And I really hate being around. It's not about the smell. It just kicks my butt.
You have a weak constitution.
When it comes to smoke, I really do. And I hate the idea of being in these smoke-filled places. Back in the day, you smoked on airplanes. So crazy, right? Or remember the diners with the half wall of non-smoking section where the smoke just stopped right there?
Yeah, it was magic.
So I was on the air because they were proposing some sort of smoking ban in the Commonwealth of Virginia at the time. Now they have one. And I supported it. Because why should I be out in public and be forced to smell your smoke? Right. Well, the truth is I don't have to be, do I? You go into a business, you make a choice to go into that business.
Yep.
And when I was explaining this, Scott goes, you're wrong in this. So what do you mean? And he laid it out and laid out other things. And I was like, son of a biscuit eater, he's right. As much as I may not like it,
right,
you should have a right to smoke, provided it doesn't infringe me. Now, we get into some gray areas if you're just walking down the street and that smoke blows over. But in a public play or a private business, that's the choice of you and the business owner, or should be.
Right.
And it's the same thing here. You've got to challenge yourself on this stuff.
Well, she's not going to challenge herself.
No, because it's emotion.
Yes.
It's knee-jerk reaction. It's just feel and whatever.
Stop to think about it. It's a different story.
See, I have no problem with Trump having extramarital affairs. However, the women should have gotten a lot more money.
Wait a minute.
The women that he paid.
Right, but why?
That's giving Trump the business, saying he's ugly and so on and so forth, that it's disgusting.
I see, okay.
See, that's a little bit of a cognitive dissonance breakdown there, because you are the people who supposedly believe in nice and love and support. Love, that's all it's about. Diversity, peace, hugs, kisses.
Right.
You shouldn't say those mean-spirited things, people on the right.
Well, and honestly, why?
And then she said, my problem, he's a liar, thug, crook, traitor, and he's ruining my beloved America.
He's a traitor.
Yeah.
How's he a traitor exactly?
Because he conspired with Russia. Again, little cognitive dissonant breakdown there. You supported Hillary.
That's
Trump conspired with Russia.
Right.
She supported Hillary.
Yeah.
He's a traitor for conspiring Uranium One. Clinton Foundation.
Yeah.
By the way, the bots and the Russian collusion, Russia helped Hillary as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But Trump's the traitor.
Yeah.
So the crux of that whole thing comes down to, with this new Senate Intelligence Committee report, is whether he colluded. Russia did all this.
Right.
On both sides, helped everybody. But you're only focusing on that one piece, forgetting all the others. So a little bit of another breakdown there with cognitive dissonance. Then she tweeted out, P.S. What? P.S.? P.S.
For those of you under 70.
Postscript? What about P.S.S.?
Postscript. It should be P.P.S., by the way, shouldn't it?
Postscript?
Yes. It
How
should
about
be
P.P.S.S.?
Oh, you can't say that on the air.
Sorry. Edit that out.
Damn it.
P.S. He and his family are so in bed with Russia, Putin puts mints on their pillows.
I see what kids.
Yeah, thank God she got that in.
Oh, man, that was funny. That was good. But wait a minute. That doesn't make sense.
No.
Because if they're in bed with him, why would he be? Because it's generally the housekeeper that comes around.
Right.
So they're saying that Putin's the housekeeper.
Right.
That would mean, so he's sleeping with the housekeeper?
I think what she probably should have said, he's so in bed with them that he eats the mints that have been placed on their pillows.
Yeah, I think
because this comes across as he
funny.
cleans their house so much.
Yeah, and puts the mints on their pillows.
That doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. She really needs a better writer.
Yeah, I think so.
PSS.
So that's at least from Cher there.
How old is Cher? 107 now?
She we looked this up not long ago. She's not as old as I thought. I thought Cher was like, I don't know, 85 at this point. I think she's like 70, mid-70s. Look it up.
She's older than that. I mean, and honestly, this comes down to making fun of senior citizens, which I just don't think is right.
No, because you are one. In the meantime, while Brad's looking that up, I'm going to tell you about the great folks at CharityMagnets.com. CharityMagnets.com. Go to CharityMagnets.com and get yourself some charity magnets.
That's weird that they would sell those there.
Also, you can get dog tags. Well, tags for your dog. They're not dog tags.
Well, they could be.
Keychains. You can get license plate found borders that show that you support law enforcement. This is so frustrating. The people that just attack law enforcement unnecessarily. There are reasons you should attack law enforcement when they truly screw up or when they knowingly support just running radar and try to pass it off as we're saving lives. They know that's not true.
Yeah,
I hate that. I hate that Johnny Law stuff. But most of the time, they're out there doing a good job.
Revenue enhancement.
Right. But that's not what people say. Right. Cops are all racist. How dare you? If you want to say, wait a minute, stop it. I'm not supporting that nonsense. Most cops out there are doing a good job. They're trying to do a good job, and many of them are driven to do that job because they do want to help people. Most of them don't want to just sit out there and run the radar.
No.
Show your support with Charity Magnets, and you do some good. First of all, you're showing your support of the cops, but also You are also helping to support Cops for Kids with Cancer. Great charity. You can find out more about it at charitymagnets.com. That's charitymagnets.com. They make a great stocking stuffer.
Don't they, though? And I think you might still have some time if you order today. If you order within the next 2 hours, you know what we're going to do? We're going to applaud you and thank you for supporting a sponsor. That's what we're going to do.
I just noticed at the top of their website, new $5 shipping on all U.S. orders and free shipping for all U.S. orders over $50.
We should look at their website more often.
I really should.
So, look, if you go there today, I would recommend you go there before lunchtime today. Order something for yourself or for a family. And, look at this. Buy 2 or more of any of the same product and save 20%. Holy crap, they're about giving this stuff away. This is crazy. I would recommend the little the license plate honor badge, though.
That's a nice one.
It's really cool. And let's just say you get pulled over, you look like somebody who supports the men in blue.
Even if you don't,
you
should
fake it till you make it.
Right, exactly.
If it gets you out of tickets,
why, yes, officer.
Absolutely,
I would like tickets to the policeman's ball.
Absolutely. They still have those?
I don't know, but that's why
still have balls.
This is one case I prefer the telemarketers,
so you can hang up on them.
Right, and I mean, do they have your name? Or are they putting you on the list there? I feel like they'd put you more on the list if they know your car when in the driveway when they come to the door.
Yeah. You do feel guilty when you don't buy because you think you're going to get a ticket if you.
No, you don't feel guilty. You feel worried that you're going to be a target.
Yeah.
All right, charitymagnets.com. All right, how old is Cher?
She's 107.
No.
She's 86.
No.
She's 72.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
Are you sure?
Yes, 72.
She's not 76.
No, she's 72.
She's 72.
Because even when you said it, I was like 75, but I remember being shocked. She's only 72.
She still looks pretty good. I'll give her that. She looked good in Mamma Mia too. That was a good movie.
Okay.
She's a good singer. She still got it.
All right. Yeah, I seriously, if you had said, because this just came up like a month or two ago, somebody was saying something about her and we looked it up, or I looked it up, I would have said 83. Just, I mean, knowing how prolific they were in the 60s. So she must have been pretty young.
Until she was a teenager when I think she married Sonny Bono, or
had to be
17, 18 years old.
And let's see, I Got You, Babe. That was early to mid 60s. That wasn't late.
No, that was like 71, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah.
I'm going. Hang on, I Got You, Babe. Maybe it's a little later than I thought. I'm going 66.
Damn it.
1 year before the Summer of Love.
Wow.
What is it?
July 9th, 1975.
No, it wasn't. Stop that.
1965. 1965 that was released. Off. Wow.
And why did you look it up instead of going to the book? That's the reason I brought the book in.
Oh, I don't know. It's faster,
it's not.
easier to get to, a lot less
I'm looking
heavy.
This up now.
Yeah, you're almost there. Keep going. 75, 85,
95,
2005, 2015. It is 53 years old. So 50, what's 70?
I got a thing. I got a 19. Wife. I got ants in my pants. I've got You, Babe.
16.
Oh, wait. See, I've got a thing.
That is why I went to the website and not the book. But it sold 1 million copies in the U.S. Wow. That was 53 years ago.
It was. All right, moving on. Let's get to some communiques now. A lot of people commented via the social media platforms. I'm trying to retweet and get to more of them.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Quick programming note for our broadcast here. While we will still have many new shows throughout the holidays, we being the MoJo 50 platform, Brad and I will complete our broadcast week tomorrow.
Yeah, we have to.
We will be off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for the Christmas holiday.
We have to report for community service.
A long weekend of drug counseling and inpatient services. And then we will be back Thursday and Friday of next week.
Provided we don't break out and get sentenced to...
we will not be back Wednesday the 26th because that is Boxing Day, and we will be in full Boxing Day celebration.
Oh, yeah.
It's not what you think.
Who doesn't?
It's not what you think. So we'll be back Thursday, Friday. Then we will be here New Year's Eve the following week, which is Monday. Yes.
We're going to be during the day or at night?
In the day. We're going to do a show.
Okay.
We'll be off New Year's Day because we got to make pork and sauerkraut. And then...
What? Pork and sauerkraut.
You got to eat that on New Year's Day.
It's black-eyed peas you have to eat on New Year's Day.
No,
pork and sauerkraut.
Of course.
It's black-eyed peas.
Black-eyed peas. That's what I always.
Which I never eat the damn things anyway because it hadn't worked all this time.
And they're horrible.
They're awful.
Black-eyed peas suck.
I love black-eyed peas.
Do you like pork? Would you rather have pork or black-eyed peas?
The verb or the noun?
The noun.
Yes.
Would you rather have that or you want either one of them? Why'd you make me?
I just to say
okay. Black-eyed peas or pork roast?
Pork roast. I would take pork roast.
Okay. As I said, we got to make pork and sauerkraut on New Year's Day.
I just know. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I've just that's not a where'd that that's
it's a tradition in my house.
You grew up some weird traditions.
Now, then we will be back the full Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we're really only off one day of the following week. So that's your basic programming note.
Boy, whoever negotiated our days off sucks.
Yeah, I know. That was me.
Just
the good news. We will have that those apply to being off. That's our show, The Cartel, and Brandon Morris those days. Many of the other shows on the platform will still be new shows and whatever. As we get beyond just the first of the year, we will see some changes, and we're going to add some people officially, as we have determined. And a lot of those will be coming out. A guy contacted me yesterday about one particular personality. Please hire this person. I laid out, yes, we're in talks. He's got to work out a couple more details. But as of February 1st, by February 1st, we will have 15 solid hours of live programming a day, 14 in a row. Is that right?
That's pretty amazing. And 13 of those hours are great, by the way. There's 2 hours in there of wasted content.
Right. Don't say who it is, though. We don't want to embarrass the persons because it's actually 2 shows overlapping. But yeah, that's 14 solid hours every day of live programming that, by the way, is MoJo 50 centric. When we started this platform, there were other shows that we were borrowing from other people to round out the day. And I kept telling you, it's going to grow. It's going to grow slow. We'll get some more.
It's going to get bigger.
And we will grow from there. I am confident that within probably a month or so after that, we will add another show or two.
I would say that's a fair estimate.
I would not be shocked if we are 20 hours of live programming by the spring sometime of straight live new shows round. I mean,
They're
that's
all
amazing.
Straight shows. We're not doing any homo-type sexual
It's
shows.
like in a row.
Linear.
Linear.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. Well, it's 2018. Wake up and spell the vernacular.
I recognize that. All right, let's get some communiques now.
Well, Karen over on Facebook is obviously has as freaky a household as you do. Pork and sauerkraut tradition in their family too.
Zing!
What is wrong
there it
with
is.
you
Where's she
people?
from?
I don't know.
Okay, thanks for
She's
doing
from
your research.
Facebook.
Okay, there it is.
How the hell would I know where she's from?
Look it up. Click on her profile.
That would be stalking her. Actually, I don't think I can do that over there.
All right.
Ever since the lawsuit.
Pork and sauerkraut. There it is. Good luck. You want to know why? Because we were smart enough to make a tradition of something that tastes good.
I don't have a problem
Except for
with you
sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut's not bad. It's just, when did that become a tradition?
Let me help you out with the sauerkraut. I'm going to give you something. This is great. Are you not a fan of sauerkraut?
No, not at all.
Do you hate it or it's just
It's just I don't really hate any food, but it's just
That's obvious.
Okay.
I got something that's going to... Hey-o.
You underhand those softballs across home plate, they're going to get hit.
I got something. You want to jazz sauerkraut up a bit, and this is going to sound insane.
Eat it naked?
That jazzes it up a bit, but even more so. Add sour cream to sauerkraut.
Okay, I can see that.
And your first reaction is sour and whatever.
I can see
it makes
that.
your sauerkraut creamy. And when you make your sauerkraut creamy, it is fan-friggin-tastic.
A girl I dated in high school once. And it's,
also, if you serve, a lot of times people serve applesauce or something with pork.
Soy sauce.
That balances the stuff out as well. Or if it has like a nice sweet glaze on the pork. Then when you eat the sauerkraut, you got acid over there and sour with the sweet, with the meat, and it all comes together.
And a little nutty flavor in there, too.
Yeah.
Kinsey Richard says, how much difference is there between a corpse and a sex doll anyway? Not enough to argue over, I say.
$20, same as downtown.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
Let's be frank, in PA, sexual trends, necrophilia is dead. Pedophilia is the new kid on the block. Hey-oh. I see what you did there. That's good. That's good.
And it's the new kid on the block because it's they were kids.
Right.
They're boy band. It's a boy band.
I don't think you need to over-explain it. Okay. DMXDM, Die Hard may be a Christmas movie, but Gremlins definitely is.
I would say Gremlins is much more of a Christmas movie.
Why is it a Christmas movie and not Die Hard?
Because they actually do more Christmassy stuff.
So doing Christmassy stuff in a movie makes it a Christmas movie.
Yes, that's exactly right. When Christmas is the centerpiece of the movie or a greater centerpiece.
Why was John McClane in the building to begin with?
Because it was the holiday season and they were traveling.
No, he was going to the.
That's
what
right.
were they
for
doing
a Christmas
in
party.
the building?
You're
Christmas party.
I was thinking Die Hard too. Back off, man.
Damn. And Real Ron Films both think that Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie. And
we'll do it top of the hour.
Let's see here. Damn it! Shut up. I can't read that one. Lethal. Oh, and legally. Where'd it go? Lethal Weapon. Then so is Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Why not? If it's
how come you don't hear anything about Gremlins?
The movie or the?
It was a huge iconic movie. And then it really disappeared. It was.
But I think they had Gremlins too.
They did, but I mean, couldn't you see that become something that stayed around? Or a resurgence now?
All right.
They should rebrand that. The merchandising alone is.
I'll see you one and raise you. Why was there no sequel to E.T.?
Wasn't that good?
It was a great, one of the highest grossing movie of all time.
Doesn't mean it's good.
Why was there no Close Encounters?
That was a terrible movie, and don't tell me it was not. Do you like Close Encounters? Boop, boop, boop. Let me just make a bunch of stuff the shape of the mountain.
I went to Devil's Tower.
That was a terrible movie. Don't even start
on that one. It was a great one.
Guy Behind the Glass, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Good or bad?
I thought it was a good movie.
Okay, you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Just saying. You want to keep playing that game? I'll play.
All right, you guys obviously have lost some cognitive functions and could use the Rich solution to help out and get you some of those cognitive features or functions back. Which is ironic that I stumbled on that.
It sounds like you could use some of.
What is that again? That's the necrogenals. What is that?
These are the adaptogens.
That's right, the adaptogens.
These are actually very good. You can
hit me. Go.
Okay, so here's what: if you lead a life where you have no stress, you have no stress.
First, the Earth was formed.
Let's go back to your childhood.
Seems like you're stretching way back for this commercial.
I'm just going to say, if you're leading a life right now where there's no stress, where everything's in perfect balance, where you don't wake up and you're not worried and concerned about things, where you really don't have any need for some balance in your life, then I would avoid at all costs going to the Rich solution and looking at the adaptogens formula. If, however, maybe things are a little stressed out in your life, maybe things are, in fact, a little out of balance, and you might want to find something that's, a natural solution to those problems.
They got a lot of the supplements up there working in different combinations. Top-of-the-line supplements. You want to change your life, especially coming up the new year. You're trying to get healthier. Go to therichsolution.com. Read about their backstory. They have a book that explains the three-pronged Rich Solution approach. But one of the cornerstones is the supplements, and they will definitely help you out. I'm a big fan of the supplements now.
I'm telling you, this stuff, I think it works.
I like the adaptogens. TheRichSolution.com. Stand by. Your totally acceptable racist joke of the day coming up. Plus, we're also going to get some more phone calls on this, your Daily Mojo.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. MoJo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. It is a traveler's nightmare at one of the world's busiest airports. Britain's Gatwick Airport remains shut down after at least one drone was spotted over the airfield.
There are currently 20 police teams searching for the operator of the drone. It's not believed to be terror-related, but they have described this incident as deliberate. The disruption has been huge in scale. I was inside and there were queues snaking from every direction. That's
a BBC's Nafteh Shahal at Gatwick. President Trump defending his decision to pull American troops out of Syria. The president tweets that after historic victories against ISIS, it's time to bring our great young people home. Among critics of the move, Republican Senator Marco Rubio, he says a troop withdrawal would be a terrible mistake. The House votes today on a stopgap spending bill that heads off a partial government shutdown. House lawmakers will vote after their Senate counterparts pass the bill.
In late-night action on Capitol Hill, the Senate did its part to avert a partial government shutdown by passing on voice vote a continuing resolution. Senator Jeff Flake of Arizona was presiding.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. The motion is agreed to.
The measure would fund the government through February 8th. It now goes to the House, and if, as expected, gains approval, then needs President Donald Trump's signature. The deadline is midnight Friday. Mike Gracia, Washington.
Closing out another painful day on Wall Street. At yesterday's closing bell, the Dow had gone from a 381-point gain to a 351-point loss. The market falling sharply after the Federal Reserve hiked interest rates again. This morning on Wall Street, stock futures pointing to a higher open. Dow futures up 30 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Take the pain out of ordering your diabetic testing supplies with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the testing supplies you need directly to you when you need them. Best of all, with plans starting as low as $8 a month, Diathrive is probably going to cost you less than what you're paying today. Diathrive is so convinced that you'll love their service, they're offering your first month of supplies free. Simply type the code DOC, D-O-C, at checkout. Diathrive.com. That's D-I-A, thrive.com.
We've arrived.
What do you mean?
We've hit the big time.
What are you talking about?
I didn't tell you. We're live on MoJo 50 now.
Oh, that. I could have sworn they were just pulling a fast one on us.
Either that or someone at the top has had a mild stroke. Regardless, we now have to make a promo.
Okay, well, that seems simple enough. How long does this have to be?
I was told that we need to take about 60 seconds or so and tell everyone about ourselves.
All right. I was born in a blizzard in the bleak hours of the morning in November.
No, I don't think we need to go back quite that far.
All right, then. I'm Steven.
And I'm Dylan, and we're hosts of the Defenders of American Exceptionalism,
or DOAE show for short.
And we are live Wednesdays and Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on MoJo 50.
We go through the politics of today and how it affects the culture and vice versa. And we try to bring it back to the Constitution and the principles above privilege.
You know, I feel like there should be a shirt made with that on it.
Yeah, we already have that.
Oh, so don't forget to check us out. Defenders of American Exceptionalism live Wednesdays and Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern on MoJo 50.
Never Forgotten Apparel is more than just a premium women's and men's clothing line. It's a movement to remind us to wear American-made and serve those who serve us, our heroes. Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com, use promo code DOC, and get 15% off your purchase. That's neverforgottenapparel.com.
I'm a little bit concerned because I mentioned phone calls. Guy behind the glass says already before I gave the number out, somebody is calling. Okay. And based on the last 2 days, I'm a little hesitant to get to it. But I will go ahead and throw the number out again, 202-866-7466.
By the way,
202-866-7466.
It does spell, by the way, we did figure that out. It spells 20 bum Orion.
Yeah, that
20
helps.
Bum Orion.
Helps a ton. All right. Here we go. And again, we don't know who it is, but phone call. You're on the air. How are you? Hello there.
Hey, Doc. Dominic. Hey, Doc.
Yeah.
Doc, Dominic Rich. I'm back.
You're okay?
Wait.
All right.
Yeah. I spent a little time in contemplation yesterday, and I was feeling bad about dogging you, you know.
Well, I mean, it wasn't nice. I mean, you called up and gave us the business, and I mean, I can take it, but yeah, it wasn't the nicest.
Well, you know, you're like a cream-colored suit at a festive holiday party. You just kind of blend into the wall. You're not exactly Mr. Excitement.
See, it sounds like you're starting to insult me again. It sounds like your apology isn't genuine.
Well, I had yet to say the word apologize, but I have spent some time contemplating what I said. And in the spirit of the holidays, I would like to apologize and tell you that I'm sorry, Doc. And I'm also telling you that I will be ready to start hosting my show after the first of the year.
Yeah, we really didn't establish that part of it. That wasn't. I was just a little concerned about the attack. But I mean, I guess we can flesh out an idea here. I'm just not that What's that?
Let's put all that behind us. The past is the past, Doc. Let's look at the new year as a new opportunity. And while we didn't firm it up, that's why I'm here. I'm firming it up.
And we did determine that your website is izzo.us. That is you from the izzo.us, correct?
Of course it is. Who else would it be?
No, I mean, because we're just not familiar with you. So izzo.us, that's you that looks like cable. And okay. All right.
Smoking the cigar.
All right. Good. Wait a minute. What's that guy behind the glass? Hey, hang on a second, Dominic Izzo. Hang on. What'd you say? There's somebody?
I have another Chicago call on the line.
Chicago call. Hang on a second, Dominic. Is this person said they can shed some light on the story? Caller, go ahead. Are you there?
Yeah, if you're going to get somebody to impersonate me, you got to get somebody who knows that there's no way in hell I would ever apologize for anything.
What are you talking? Who is this?
I don't know what you guys call yourselves, jackholes. Is that correct? If you got one jackhole who's going to say he's me, then that's something. But never. I apologize when there's factual basis for something. But you're a little ass clown who wants to pretend that he's me.
What are you talking? Who is this?
He's got a better phone, whoever it is.
Dominic Izzo.
Wait, no, we were Dominic Izzo that we were already talking to.
Yeah.
Are you still there?
No. Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay.
I don't know who that insult machine who called me an ass clown. What is it? Mika Brzezinski's butt boy? Is that who that is?
Wow. Things got.
I guess IQs are falling sharply this morning.
Okay,
okay. Come on. I don't even think this guy's from Chicago. Where are you from? What part of Chicagoland are you from, Dominic Izzo?
I'm from your sister's ass, but that's not important now, is it?
Again, week of 10, you go gross with humor. I challenge you, Mr. I only apologize with
I would say the real Dominic Izzo would know something about Chicago.
I got to apologize for whatever you're bringing to the table here this morning because it's not edible and I would rather starve. You got imposter on it, not me.
So
you can't answer the question, can you? I'm using air quotes here. Dominic Izzo. What part of Chicago are you from, mister?
Oh, I'm from the northwest side. That's where the Dagos live.
Okay. Where, sir?
Where? What is it? Are you interviewing me for a job position? Because the last time I checked, I already got it.
North side. Why don't you just say the east side there, Jackwagon? Because we know that's
wow.
Okay.
It's from your sister's ass.
Now wait a minute. This sounds a little bit like Mike Opalka. You sound a little bit like Mike.
Which one?
I'm starting to stand with the people online.
Uh-huh.
Huh. Interesting.
Wow.
All right, time to let the cat out of the bag. Yeah, that is Mike Opalka, but it wasn't him the last 2 days. That was, in fact, Dominic Izzo. Mike, I appreciate the help today, buddy.
Uh-huh.
Dominic, I believe the real Dominic, this is Mike. Happy listening. Dominic, were you one of the Sauganash boys? You say you're from the north side where the Dagos live. That was your son, not mine.
The sucking what boys?
Sauganash.
Yeah, you could pass for a handsomer version of me, but that's about it.
All right, Stunt Brain. Wow. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. You know why we employed him today? Because he's a stunt brain. Thanks, buddy. All right, on to the real Dominic Izzo now. We just had to give the audience the business because they kept swearing you were Mike Opalka. I'm like, it's not him.
They're online right now. They're swearing it is.
Yeah.
I couldn't get any credit yesterday or the day before that who I was.
And by the way, we have to warn you too. Yeah, the jackholes. They it's really done out of love and admiration that they just beat everybody's ass in a fun spirited sort of way.
I got a little taste of it yesterday, and I think this is going to be a blast because these guys they're the kind of ruthless that I like.
Yeah, they're fun. So yeah, Dominic Izzo, we decided to have fun the last couple of days. We hired him, and he's going to do a show in the evening for us. When does that start, Guy Behind the Glass? Do we know when that is?
Dominic, didn't we were going to do that like the week of the 7th, I think, right?
Yeah, I believe that was it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that'll be 7 to 9 Eastern time every night.
7 to 9 Eastern.
Right here, MoJo 50. And
just like we rehearsed.
There it is. We're happy to have Dominic on board because Dominic don't take no crap from nobody and is a staunch libertarian conservative that supports those personal freedom ideas and values.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you were talking about this morning about the cops running radar for stuff, because that was a big compassionate viewpoint of mine when I was a cop and all that garbage. So we'll be talking about that kind of stuff, talking about sticking to the Constitution and everything that makes this country great and all the crap that doesn't.
And you're a former Chicago cop, and you ran for sheriff.
I'm an ex-cop from the suburbs.
Okay, all right, and
I ran for Cook County Sheriff.
So, who consulted your campaign? Dan Bongino?
Wow.
No, we could have used somebody, but we could have used somebody to tell me not to run in the first place.
Dan Bongino might have helped you out there, too. All right, Dominic, we're glad to have you aboard, buddy. What else do we need to know about you? Anything else?
You know what? I'm a little bit rough around the edges. And I'll joke that I don't really apologize, but I bring I guess my own flavor, and if you can't swallow what I'm serving, I will definitely force it down your throat.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's going to be fun here on the broadcast. All right, Dominic.
Inappropriate, Bell. Get it going.
That's it. All right, buddy. Thanks, and welcome aboard to MoJo 50.
Thanks, Dominic.
Thanks. Have a great day, guys.
You guys as well. You as well, sir. I know that's Opelka. I could tell.
And that's what everyone would say. That's stunt brain. That's got to be stunt brain. It's stunt brain. I knew it was.
I hated that his phone was cutting out.
Actually, kind of worked, though.
It did.
Kind of worked. I think he called him Dominic Rizzo the first time.
He did. Russo. Yeah. Dominic Russo. I'm like, oh.
It was perfect. It's perfect.
I'm texting Stunt Brain during the top of the hour break. I'm like, hey, don't forget to call. We're going to do this thing. And I'm going, okay, you say you're Dominic, because he wasn't listening the last couple of days. I said, just say you're calling again. And I'm sending him some basic ideas of what to say. And he just lets me go. I send a couple texts. Finally, he just texts me back and goes, you're over-directing.
And he's already offended some people. Libertarian says, I'm offended by Dominic's comment that North Chicago is where the Dagos live. We live in Pittsburgh, too.
All right, let's move on and wrap this up. Let's do this.
We've scoured news.
Wrong one. That's the wrong one. Not that. This
and
one.
Now,
here we go.
The totally acceptable racist joke of the day.
What's the most common phrase uttered by white people during foreplay?
Gosh, what is the most common phrase uttered by white people during foreplay?
Scream and I'll kill you.
This has been the totally acceptable racist joke of the day.
So it's a kind of a rape joke,
right,
too, is what that
you know
was.
what?
Forced sexual imposition joke
if you
as well.
can't make rape comedy, what can you make comedy, right?
Right, exactly. All right, we'll get to some more communiques coming up, but I want to welcome Jacob Schick from 22 Kill. How are you,
who
sir?
right now is questioning every decision in his life and why he's here.
Not real sure why the hell I got it.
Little early, sir. A little early. We've talked to you a little bit about 22 Kill, but we want to talk to you a little bit more about it and let people know the great work you're doing. I
just want to know what Bradley Cooper's like.
Yes. Oh, that's right, because you actually helped consult.
That's all
right?
I really want to know.
Didn't you? Right?
Yeah, I was in American Sniper.
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm. I was thinking you consulted on it. Mm-hmm. So what's he like?
Good guy.
Tall and handsome.
See? I knew it.
No, he's a good guy, man. He really is. Truly is a good guy. And I remember when he called me to ask me about being in A Star Is Born, and so I did that. And but he really, he's a genuine guy. I mean, here's the deal. I don't give a crap what's in your money bank. I care about what's in your soul bank.
Yeah.
And
there you go.
His is pretty full, and it's like I tell guys all the time. Show me who you hang out with, and I'll tell you about your soul. And he's the type of guy that he's really a genuine guy. He's just genuinely a good guy that has a big heart and does as much as he can for as many people as he can. And so I'm honored to call him a friend.
That's awesome.
Is he a good kisser?
I couldn't tell you, bro. Couldn't tell you. Hey, nothing against it, but I couldn't tell you.
You're just not informed.
I mean, listen, here's the deal. You can get away with your white jokes all day, but I think that, it's you're not reaching. That's a safe place.
Yeah, yeah.
Low hanging fruit.
It really is. It really is. Well, and that's the whole point of it, to show the hypocrisy of the whole thing. Listen, we're all God's children. We all make mistakes. We all have benefits. We all have crosses to bear in life. And you take care of people and stop getting involved in this nonsense of everybody playing the victim and saying somehow you have it worse. Help people when you can. Be a good dude.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's no Richter scale on pain and suffering. At the end of the day, it's all relative. You know, I mean, when people compare and contrast, oh, Jake, I don't know how you went through what you went through with the explosion and losing a leg, with your other leg being messed up and your left arm. I can't imagine post-traumatic stress. Like, why would you? Let your crap be your crap and my crap be my crap.
Yeah.
And when you compare and contrast, and you're taken away from what's made you who you are, and you don't even realize you're belittling yourself.
Well, it's perspective too, right? I mean, your problems are the worst to you. Right? I mean, you're living them.
Yeah, that's why it's all relative. And it's like, I just wish that we could just acknowledge. Let's just acknowledge that we're all going through our own crap.
Yeah.
And just be okay with it, and know that it's okay to not be okay.
Right.
You like people, don't you?
Yeah. Most days I do. But
that's where you and I. So that's where you and I differ.
So here's the thing. Look, I mean, I'm in the people business, so it is what it is. But I mean, I know what it's like to be scraping at the bottom of the barrel. I mean, I've been there. I lived that through, addiction and alcoholism. And I got to tell you, I just, as much crap as I've been through and as much douchebaggery as I've dealt with, I still have faith in humanity.
Oh, and you know what? Maybe you do because of that.
Yeah,
right?
I do because because I like to say that God gave His only Son to suffer and die on the cross for 3 nights and 3 days because He knew there was going to be asshats like me on the spinning ball of chaos.
Oh, here's the thing, and I always say I don't like people. The problem is, what is it? The old saying, "Hurt people hurt people."
Yep.
People will disappoint you.
Yep.
And that's what it is. They will disappoint you.
Yeah. So it's a self-preservation mechanism, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of the things I love about the Tribe of 22 Kill more than anything. Because I got to see it at Disney. We were in Disney last week with Gary Sinise Foundation, working on Snowball. With the Snowball Express families, or families who've been affected by losing a loved one in combat, or suicide, or cancer, or et cetera, some tragic loss.
Right.
And it's. I got to tell you, watching these individuals that work for 22 Kill and fight this mission for the greater good every day, and watching them speak to these little kids and these widows was awe-inspiring. And it was one of those things where I was like, these people love all the way without boundaries, knowing that the possibility of them being tragically hurt is ever present. And they do it anyway.
Right.
And that's what courage looks like. That's what courage is. And so for me, it was very inspiring to look at these people, look at our counselors talking to these kids and these adults, and really help them realize that, hey, listen, acknowledge your pain and exercise that. It's okay. And let's work through this together. And they did it all day, from 7 a.m. to 11 at night. And they did it for 5 days straight. And it was something that where I looked at them, I just said, you guys are just better than me. That's flat out. Like, you're better than me. I couldn't do that job.
Was it 1,000 people?
There's 2,000.
2,000.
Yeah.
That's
2,000. The first year they did it at Disney, too. So, I mean, obviously some kinks, but that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about what they're going through. One of the things I always go back to whenever I talk about helping veterans, charities, or anything else, is you got to think that if you're a veteran, especially those that have passed, right, in service, and you say, what would you want? Why'd they do it? I would think if it was me, I would say, take care of my kids. That's what I want. I want you to make sure the kids are good. And there's a lot of charities out there that focus on those things. So when I saw the pictures from Florida, I was like, wow, that's pretty powerful.
Oh, man, listen, and here's the thing is, Buck Hearn was the guy that really got Snowball to where it is before the Gary Sinise Foundation took it over. And I've known him for a while, and I started talking to him a few years ago. I said, Buck, at some point we're going to have to incorporate White Star families, these families that have been affected by suicide. Because at the end of the day, these kids, these young boys and girls don't give a damn how their mom or dad died.
They're just not there.
They just know they don't have a mom or dad.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to talk to you a minute about, we're going on a big tour this, starting off Memorial Day weekend, 50 states, 50 days. Try to help out, first of all, awareness, because unfortunately, as much as people say things about veterans, there's still a lot of stuff that aren't, it's lip service for a lot of people. You know that. Raise some money.
Conveniently patriotic.
Absolutely. Wow, that's a great way to say it. You're right. We'll be stealing that line.
Yeah,
Erase the tape so no one knows I didn't come up with it. But as we do this, I want to know, how you help veterans. Veterans don't need help. They just need help helping themselves. We know that's part of it. But I also know that alcoholism and drug abuse is rampant. That's got to go into the number 22 or whatever the true number is, right? That's a cornerstone. Self-medication, is that it?
Without question, brother. Without question. And here's the thing. In veterans, we've gotten a lot of attention, especially those post 9/11 vets, and it's unfortunate because the Vietnam era has really been pretty much left behind. And
especially, and the number of Vietnam vets that are killing themselves is huge.
They lead.
Yeah. See. Wow. Okay.
They lead, and being a third generation combat Marine, that's hard, man. My uncle, my grandfather. Look, if you treat someone as if they are broken, they will act broken.
Nice, you're right. Mm-hmm.
And so my thing is like, it's you have to empower these people. When people say like, with you, what's the number now, and then what's your goal? Like, I had a lady ask me yesterday, what's your long-term goals? And I said, to survive the short-term ones.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's like, we have to stop being so engrossed in our own first world crap.
Mm-hmm.
And people wonder why, like, vets get out of the military and why we try and transition over and why that's so difficult. And what they don't understand is when we leave, whether you're combat or not is irrelevant, truly.
Yeah.
Truly. Because the truth is, at the end of the day, the reason guys like me miss combat, and this is the truth, cold, hard, in-your-face truth, and I'll admit it right now, in front of God and everybody, it's because it's easier. It's easier. It's inherently more dangerous.
Combat is, you're saying?
Being in combat is much easier than being a civilian.
In what way? What do you mean?
Okay, so here, for example, you wake up, your day is, for the most part, planned for you. You know exactly what to expect. Uh-huh. You know what motions you're going to go through. You know what training you're going to do or what needs to get done in order to accomplish a mission. Okay, you transition out, you come home, and you ask your family, where would you like to go out to eat? Then an hour later, maybe you come to a general consensus.
That's true. You're right.
Mm-hmm. And people wonder why we get pissed off. And it's like, because you're so caught up in your first world bullcrap, because we're such a short attention span, spoiled nation. By default, we take for granted every day the freedoms that we've been given. Not that we're entitled to.
Or earned ourselves quite often.
We've been given.
Right.
Myself included, man. I do it too. Look, I've mastered the art of imperfection. So anything I say, I'm saying to myself. So anyone that's out there that's getting butthurt, check yourself.
Right.
Because I'm speaking to myself too. But we have to remember that at the end of the day, when people say, I don't know what my purpose is anymore, Jake. I don't know, I can't sling lead down range, or I can't put out fires, or I can't go get bad guys. And I say, hey, how about this? Day you're born to the day you die, just love and be loved. That's your purpose.
On one hand, they're thinking too grand, right? On the other hand, they're not thinking grand enough. Be a good guy, right? I mean, be a good person. Yeah. Help people, right?
Yeah, wake up and go out of your way not to suck.
So one of the things I always come back to, and I realize this in business, a lot of us have realized this in our lives, failed jobs and marriages and whatever. You got to put yourself in a position or put other people in a position to win. And that's how I kind of look at the veterans, especially those that have been in combat and you're coming back and we know the troubles, readapting and all of that, is we're just not putting people in positions to win. That's all it is. We all have our own crap, so it doesn't matter where you get it from. Right. But society is set up where it's a little easier for me to deal with my crap. That's all it is. Is that so? Maybe put people in positions to succeed, to win, to get through.
Yeah, I think I think that's an element of it, man. At the end of the day, though, I really believe that when it comes down to it, when it comes to matters of the mind, we're so standoffish because we don't fully understand it. We don't fully comprehend the brain. And so we've been conditioned as a society not to focus and talk about the things that we don't fully understand.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for example, we put man on the moon in 1969, yet we can't identify CTE in a living human being. So show me how beating Russia in the space race, how do we quantify that?
Right. So that doesn't seem like a priority then, does it?
No, because at the end of the day, we just wasted lots of money to have some moon dust. And for me, it's like, let's lead in something that can change the world. Like mental wellness. Like, let's lead in something that matters.
Dude, that is key to so much that we talk about, is people on that scale. Doesn't matter where on the scale, how far down the mental illness, scale you are, that triggers so much. Real quick though, 22 Kill. Tell us more about that and how people can help you out.
Yeah, so, and we appreciate you guys being, supporters. We know that you guys are patriots through and through. And so thank you guys for that. Thank you for the time and having me. Look, at 22 Kill, I get it. It's a strong name. That's the point. All right. We probably wouldn't be talking if it was called, 22 Unicorn Horns. But at the end of the day, it's a brand. Okay. It's a brand with a logo that represents something. People say, I've heard the mask I've heard that the mask in our logo is offensive. And I'm not going to get into that, because for me, it's just what that represents is how many masks you change throughout the day just to get through the day.
Good point.
And we all wear them.
Exactly. And so my thing is, take off the mask, unapologetically be yourself, and bear your scars. I mean, until you find victory in your vulnerability, it's like, I'll be over here, you can be over there.
Figure it out.
Yeah. And so, with what we're doing is, through all of our programs, which are traditional, non-traditional, we're hyper-focused on mental wellness, and we're trying to empower these men and women, not only vets, but first responders, LEOs, their family members, to take one step outside their comfort zone, and we empower them to do that. We give them the tools to take one step out, and the next thing you know, they're taking another step, and another step, and another step. And then they themselves become a force multiplier for the greater good, and that's the whole point. Because when people say, like, hey, Jake, is your goal to get the number down to... No, not my goal. Our goal with 22 Kill cannot be to stop the suicide epidemic amongst the service community. 2 reasons: there's a God, we're not him. That's fact. Yep. And we have to have realistic expectations, because false expectations inevitably lead to disappointment. So what we're doing is we're trying to empower these men and women to let them know, hey, the only way you're going to honor your brothers and sisters that aren't here anymore, and those that are going to come after you, is by living well. That's the only way.
Real quick, what's the website?
22kill.com.
22kill.com. Jacob Schick, appreciate it, buddy. Thanks so much. And let us know what you need, and hopefully we can work together as we head out on this tour and help out as much as we can.
Yeah, right on, man.
Thanks, man.
One fight.
22kill.com. Back in a moment with more on your Daily Mojo.
A mojo for every state. MoJo 50.
By the Numbers with Andrew Coppins is powered by TarRiverArms.com. They've revolutionized online firearm sales with high-resolution pictures, 3D imaging, and the best prices. How much will you save? Find out at TarRiverArms.com. That's TarRiverArms.com.
2019 is a topic once again, and today a recent number is jumping off the page. That number is $16.4 billion, which is the amount of aid money the U.S. State Department recently announced they're earmarking for Mexico and Central America in the coming year. $10.6 billion is going to Mexico, and they say it will go towards the southern border region there. Irony much? Another $5.8 billion is set to head to Central American countries like Guatemala and Honduras. This is all being packaged as a stay-at-home effort, with the money aimed at improving economic conditions on the ground in the hopes that more people stay in their home countries, because no government's ever thought of that. Deputy State Department spokesman Robert Palladino had this to say in a tweet on Wednesday. In January 2019, we are forming a joint task force and will hold a cabinet-level meeting to align our strategies. We will co-host a private sector business summit in early 2019 as well. Doesn't that just get you all in the feels? Look, disincentivizing illegal immigration by payment sounds great on paper, but we've tried to throw money at the problem in the region for decades. We've also tried propping up governments, and hell, there's even been a coup or two that we may or may not have had something to do with. Yet here we are in the exact same spot we were in the 1970s. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And in this case, the me is the United States government. Another number to know, 21.8 trillion, which is our national debt as of right now. It's also 106% of our current GDP, which is estimated at 20.6 trillion. Think about this. We can't even pay our own bills with all the things we produce in a year, yet we're sending billions to countries that have squandered countless billions year after year already. Once again, the definition of insanity at work in our government. This has been By the Numbers. I'm Andrew Coppins, and you can follow me on Twitter at The Coppins Show.
Hey, Daily Mojo rolls on. Don't forget, coming up 30 minutes from right now, Matlock has a story to share with you that you're not going to believe. It is going to... Wait till you hear his take on what he is going to share with you in 30 minutes.
Is it better than a very special Punky Brewster?
It may be the most important thing that Matlock has ever shared on the air.
Whoa. Hell, wow. I may listen.
Did you believe that?
For a second.
Because I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but I had to say something.
For a second, I was...
The key with lying like that is to make it big enough that you tune in, but not so big you go, what the hell was Doc talking about? It was just kind of something average in the...
But no, see, the thing is, they will have forgotten by then. It'll be an hour, and then they'll think, I've got to go back and listen and find out what it was, and then they'll have forgotten, and it'll be a week down the road before they realize they didn't remember what it was that was so important.
Well, in that case... Coming up in a half hour on a very special conservative cartel, Matlock
finds his special purpose.
It was there all along.
Matlock comes out to his friends.
No longer PG rated, folks. No longer PG rated.
The truth about Alex on today's after school special. Do you remember the after school specials?
Yes.
Those were fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, if you would like to help out 22Kill, obviously 22kill.com. We are, of course, going on tour. You can find out more details about our 50 states in 50 days, the 50-50 tour from MoJo 50 at mojo50.com. And it's going to benefit 22Kill. We have a handful of charities we've identified. We've got, I think, 4 posted at the website now.
Right.
We will add a couple more, and that's where we'll funnel all the money to. All the details, though, at the website, mojo50.com. But there's something else you can do each and every day. And you really don't have to do anything except one time invest 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes total in switching your phone over to patriotmobile.com.
Well, and what Jacob was saying, the fact that things are simple. Things are in this. We try to overcomplicate things, and one of the things I think we do when we think about how we're going to change the course of the country and how we're going to change direction and all that, well, it's going to take so much effort. And this is one of those little things that is so simple and easy to do, and so it takes so little time to do it. You almost think you're not doing any good, which is absolutely 180 degrees off. Because when you switch to Patriot Mobile, the money that you're paying a cell phone company every month is not going to fund progressive causes. It's going to fund the stuff on the right. It's going to the more conservative causes, the more conservative platforms.
I'll tell you, Jacob has such a... I told him all this off the air just to get to the heart of it, to cut through all the BS. There's so much crap. And like he said, right, conveniently patriotic to talk about veterans and stuff.
I know, wasn't that great? You're conveniently patriotic.
I mean, throw the veteran part out. Look at how many people are suffering. It's all you have to do. If you're the, compassionate person, and he just gets right to the center. It stopped. In fact, one of our friends texted. Did you get the text too? Yeah. Quote of the day by Jacob Schick: "Wake up every day and try not to suck."
That's powerful.
Yeah. Seriously, that's a really simple way. You're going to work. Try not to suck today. And he talked about the force multiplier. I talked about things exponentiating. Imagine if 2%, 0.5% of America today tried not to suck, or accomplished that one extra, or grew by a fraction. The force multiplier of that many people. We got 350 million people in America.
Yeah.
The amount of good ripples out. That's huge.
It really
Congress isn't going to do it for you. They're not going to get that crap done.
Wait a minute. That is an awfully... That's a pessimistic way of looking at our government.
I would say it's a realistic way, but okay.
Wow.
Anyway, sign up for an account today at patriotmobile.com. They're doing a lot of great work. You're likely going to save money on your account. It only takes a couple of minutes to switch over. You can keep your phone number in most cases. Many cases, they'll pay off an old bill or help get you square. And they have great coverage. One of the main reasons people are like, hesitant, well, I don't know what's coverage. Great coverage. Try them. You're going to be doing great for you, for veterans, for conservative libertarian causes at patriotmobile.com/doc.
If you love the country, you'll do it today.
You just trying to sell it then? Is that what it is? PatriotMobile.com/doc or 800-A-PATRIOT. All right, we kind of pushed him back today. Our friend, our acquaintance.
A trusted colleague.
Is he really that trusted?
A colleague.
A known colleague.
A person in the room.
Well, if you say like another, like an
The hell with
adjective.
you, I'm drinking the beer on my own then. Forget it. Forget it.
A guy who brought liquor today.
Oh, he did bring beer.
No, it's not liquor. But you know what? Too bad. Y'all lose. I'm drinking. I'm drinking. You've been whining. I haven't been bringing you into the beer for beer for breakfast
Zoe.
on Fridays. You don't get Zoe.
What do you got?
You get to try all of them. Actually, this is a beer called Zoe.
I thought. Wait a minute. I saw Friends and Allies Brewing ATX, and I can see it's Texas, but at the bottom it says French Coast.
Fresh.
You're right. It doesn't even say fresh or French.
Here, would you like to borrow the glasses?
Because I thought it said French toast.
We have them in varying strengths.
It says Fresh Coast. I thought it said French toast.
It's a better joke if it said French toast. I would have just.
No, it's actually a better joke than it says French
Zoe
Coast.
this morning. Have a little Zoe this morning.
Yeah, a little bit there. I was really hoping for a French toast beer.
I'm just going to drink out of the can.
Here's an amber lager. You want an amber lager?
Sometimes you see things that you want. I wanted a French toast beer.
Like the bugs you see crawling across your skin?
Yes. You just drank right out of it?
I just drank right out of
it.
Yes, exactly.
I have a 12-pack of Austin, different Austin beers, and I thought I'd just bring some. And I can't taste them all on my show.
These are all Austin-based, Texas.
They're all Austin-based. I can't drink them all on Matt's show tomorrow morning. I can't do them all myself. I thought I'd go ahead and bring some in and share.
Where's those chips?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey. So who brought the peanut butter balls?
Hold on. Are those peanut butter?
These are peanut butter. You check
those
that
aren't
out.
Peanut butter.
Taste that again.
They're nut balls, but were those peanut butter to you?
It's like a peanut butter. It's a peanut butter bumpers. The peanut
Absolutely,
butter bumper.
Patrick. Those
now
are,
look.
those
All right,
are
for
peanut
all you tree hugging green people
Sure
out
they
there,
are.
like I was for a little while with my children. You have these peanut butter bumper cereal. It's kind of like Cap'n Crunch, but it doesn't
like
like
right them,
No, I want to see.
That's
No, I
what
want to
that
see what this
tastes
is. What is this? Is Zoe?
They call it Zoe.
A pale lager. This is sensational.
It's good, isn't it?
See,
Are these aren't all
It's
the same
called the one
brewer,
they
though,
call
right?
Zoe. No, this one is Hops and Grain Brewery out of Austin, Texas.
Hopsandgrain.com. I just saw the website. So that's great. We'll get to a couple of those in a moment, but want to touch on Chef Patrick's Daily Show at 3 p.m. Eastern Time at Spoonie.com. Mentioned a little earlier today how we're going to grow MoJo 5.0 in the next couple of weeks, really. Dominic Izzo on board now, too. We got a couple of other hosts that we're going to announce. Dominic Izzo.
I thought that was Stunt Brain.
He was on as well. Matlock just popped in because
he heard you pop the top.
He heard, and he ran up the steps.
Beer for breakfast Thursday and nobody told me?
It's a different thing.
Here, give him a little so he goes away.
Here, hang
But
on.
we'll also be growing Spoonie.com very quick in the next couple of weeks as well. But check out Patrick's show.
I'm holding a beer out for you, and you're not taking it.
Dang it.
Jeez,
There you go.
some people's kids.
Real quick, before we get back to Chef Patrick Moser, we'll go through some of the other interesting brews. Actually, let's do those first. Let's tell us what else.
No, we can do whatever. We can go.
What do you got?
Whatever order.
What is this one?
So this one. Cheers.
Cheers him so he goes away.
This is
Cheers.
this is a Pearl Snap. The second one is Pearl Snap. This is a German style Pilsner. This
No,
is from,
it's not. It's a German style.
No, Deutscher Style Pilsner.
What do you got there, buddy?
That's the snap. That one.
Schmeckt gut. Kommt aus Deutschland.
It's actually a good beer. It's a little hoppy, but it's good.
I like
smooth.
I like Pilsner style beers. In Germany, it takes about 7 minutes to draw one Pilsner beer.
In America, it takes 6.
No, 8. But they serve it in a special glass. You ever seen this? It's like a wine. It has a stem on it.
It's like a dribble glass.
It's like a glass without a hole in it. Yeah, no, but it has a stem on it. It's like an elongated, large bowl.
It's like a brandy
beer.
snifter.
No, like kind of exactly.
It's like a tumbler,
but taller. It's skinnier at the top.
It's like a pint glass.
But with the way they do it, they have to have this perfectly round head on the top of it. It has to stay there and not deflate. Not deflate for at least a minute if you don't drink it right away. And
what
if
do you
it
do
does
with the extra
deflate,
30 seconds?
you get a free beer if it deflates. That's why it takes so long to draw the beer.
So it's like a flute.
No. It's more like a brandy snifter, but it's not as big.
Snifter.
Try that. I guess I could give you the glass. I drank out of the one with the other one I drank.
I'm just going to finish this one and try the other.
That's it. I'm going to try the French toast now.
Ooh.
How's that? That's the amber. Which place is that?
The amber?
Vienna.
That is the amber.
From
right?
Vienna.
This
is the amber lager. It says Vienna style lager beer.
Where's it from?
It's from
Vienna style.
It's the Big Bark Amber Lager from Live Oak in Austin, Texas.
Okay,
Live
here's
Oak
the thing.
Brewing.
That's very smooth. Remember, when you get into the more flavorful beers, often it ends up bitter and not as smooth. That's the general trade-off with a lot of
Same
beers.
with women.
The general trade-off with a lot of beers, when you get more flavor, you sacrifice that you end up with more bitterness because you're adding more hops and stuff.
Like I said,
that's pretty smooth. I wish it had a little more flavor though.
So did you? There's like a weird aftertaste to that. That's kind of.
It's called regret.
No. If you think about it, try that again.
What?
It's almost like corn chips, like Fritos.
Which one? The live
amber.
oak,
the amber lager.
It's like corn chips.
Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of corn grain in the.
I'm not sure about the French toast. There's something going on.
Tastes more like waffles.
The French toast. That's the Fresh Coast IPA, by the way, not French toast.
I'm not a huge IPA
that's
fan,
from
but
Friends and Allies.
That's that got something going on. What's going on there?
Wow.
Pour it. I want to see the
I'm going to
color.
assume Brad has no communicable diseases, so I'll drink after.
It's a big assumption.
Boy,
buddy.
I was going to say I wouldn't.
So where's the French toast? What's
Big
the
assumption.
brewery?
I can't reach the bell.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. It's right there.
Oh.
There's I mean, it's a kind of a cloudy.
Yeah, so this is kind of an East Coast IPA. The East Coast IPAs have this cloudiness to them, but it's not really a standard.
What's going
IPA
on there?
style,
Taste it. Was something going on?
Tastes like beer.
No,
there's
like
something funky.
It's like lawn clippings at the head. No, it tastes green.
I'm not a fan of the French toast. I thought I would have liked the French toast a little more.
More like blue waffles.
Do not Google that.
You know what?
Do
So
not do it.
It's the hops are German noble hops, so that's typically
Not
when
those peasant
German. You must say it that way.
Deutsche noble hops.
No, not in German. You've got to stress it.
German noble hops.
Thank you.
I didn't know you did a gay German. That's good.
Ich kann alles. Ich kann alles.
Okay, my favorite is this, the Zoe.
That's pretty
and
good.
It's
isn't
actually
it?
a lighter beer.
It's
I like
good.
the darkers.
So here's something really
I like
funny.
the darkies.
The one I wanted to. It's a 12-pack with. Actually, there's 11 beers with this.
I
A
have
red.
12.
It looks like a red can in the middle, and it's. I thought that was like the beer I really wanted to try because it
prolapsed.
Yeah, because it said something about jalapeno on the can. And I was really disappointed. I opened.
Sounds like that would burn.
No, I opened. I opened the box this morning, and it's actually a can of jalapeno flavored peanuts from Specs.
Do you want?
But it looks like a beer can. It's the same size.
Do you want that beer? You want that Coke in the can? I'll have it right here.
Just drink it. Wow. Jeez.
You ever have Yingling in the can?
Oh. Yeah. Well, we broke up.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm allowed to speak about.
So that's it.
No, where's the dead booty trial for? Yeah. So, yeah, that's a cloudy IPA. Oh, it's still.
Who the hell built this desk? There's not enough room on it for all the beer and the chips and the computers. Just saying.
What other chips do you have? Those are peanut butter, dude. They're peanut butter.
They're not peanut butter.
They are.
They're
Patrick's,
nutballs.
Patrick's going through the beer like Spalding.
I haven't even tried that one.
On
You guys have been
Caddyshack.
through all four.
He's just sucking it down.
Remember Spalding when he's going through trying all the
Croquette
I was talking
peanut.
there, but it's okay. All the little drinks there.
It's peanut.
Do you have something you want to tell us? I mean, are you stressed about something?
We knew it was peanut. It's not peanut butter.
What's this?
All right, let's move on.
What is this? Chicken wing flavored what?
And they're very good too.
All right.
Bugles. Those are good beer. Okay, so I'm not a big lager fan to begin with. I like beer juice, which is wheat beer, and so they're all a
I'll bring
little.
some more in tomorrow.
They're all a little bitter.
Do you like the stouts though, and the
Not really. I
reds
don't
and-
like. I don't like the bitter stuff.
Neither do I.
That's why beer juice is so good. That's why
these are good.
I know the shock tops
But
of the world. and
it's
all
not
that.
worth it for me to sacrifice the flavor. So I kind of I take the bitter so I can get the big flavor. That's how it is.
I'm going for alcohol content.
But there are a lot of bolder beers though that don't have as much bitter, and that's what I'm always looking for.
There's several.
Reds and stouts and stuff like that. Ambers, love them.
Have you had the milk, like a milk stout?
Yes, those are very solid.
They're really good.
Yeah.
They sound like they'd be better than what I think they are.
Have you had the beer barrel ales,
gotta go.
the bourbon barrel ales?
I probably have, but I don't remember.
Oh, Bradley,
That's
I know you.
that's
That's
the
going to
beauty
be
of
your
being
go-to. So
You'd
it's
really
beer,
like
right? Not a lot of bitter, but and they're dark and they're bold, but they have a little bourbon flavor because they're in the barrels. So
Why does that sound familiar? I feel like I've had that before.
And they're
I
typically
don't
really
know.
high in alcohol content. Usually like
That's why I
10,
don't remember
11%.
having them.
Brad,
Yeah.
seriously.
Two
You
of those
have
and
2 pint
you're
glasses
good.
at lunch, and you're on your way, buddy.
You're calling Uber.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. Who's buying?
I didn't. Okay, so it was. There's a chain of restaurants, Fox and Hound, and then they have some other ones that's virtually the same menu called Bailey's, maybe. There's one in Richmond, and
I
there's
know
Fox and Hound. Okay.
yeah.
Anyway, we go into Fox and Hound in Dayton, Ohio, and I order one of the bourbon barrel ales. Now, they're supposed to serve them in like the brandy snifters, those small glasses because of high alcohol content. It's expensive. Well, it's a new bartender or whatever, and he's giving us pint glasses. Okay? So first of all, we got like 3 times the booze for the price, or I didn't know, right? And I drink 3 of those pint glasses. It's so good. It's just right down, right? It's fantastic. And it's all within, I don't know, 25 minutes. It's just a hot day. First one down, right? Second one a little slower. And the third one, I'm kind of nursing, but I'm most of the way through it. And I'm like, these things are good.
Yes.
And I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Needed a nap that day, didn't you?
I sat back down. I was like, what's the alcohol content? They're like, it's like 12%.
Yeah. I didn't buy a ticket for this ride. Sorry.
Yeah, interesting stuff. All right, Chef Patrick Mosier. Yes, sir.
Did you hear about the vegetarians are causing malnutrition now in the less impoverished countries?
Explain how.
So in more developed countries, apparently veganism, because of the poor balance of the diet,
they're not getting enough protein.
They're not getting a lot of a lot of micronutrients like B12, B6,
B4,
vitamin A, vitamin D. So vitamin D isn't really bioavailable to the body unless it's from an animal product, so dairy, so on and so forth. So when you eat it from a plant-based product, then you just it's not only not bioavailable, it's hard to digest. So.
He's been drinking, hasn't he?
No, I haven't.
Keep going.
So
this is something else.
Anyway, so there's a whole bunch of other issues with that. They have a higher rate of bone fracture, like a third higher, because their bone density is so low. They don't absorb calcium well, magnesium's low, so on and so forth. So it's just something. Look, if you're a strict vegan, take supplements. I know you don't want to take supplements because they're typically processed in a plant where they also do some potentially
meat processing or something.
Oh no, animal based or like non-plant-based supplemental,
So animal-based.
Yeah, usually animal-based.
I say non-plant. Well, what is it? Rock-based?
Yeah. It's not meat processing, but yes, animal-based.
Okay.
So,
or you could just not be a vegan because that's just stupid.
There's that.
I was vegan. I did it for a specific reason, for a specific amount of time, and it really probably
You're officially coming out.
It
now
probably saved my life.
That
really
you were
did.
a vegan.
No.
Here's the thing.
No. But I admit it.
Listen, you can do what you want. I'm a libertarian. That's fine. Do what you want. I support that. You're right to be wrong. That's fine. Vegans, stop it. Vegetarians, I'm cool. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
You make your decisions in life. And by the way, meat is heavy in calories. You're racking up the calories. And meat does have some problems associated with it that we don't give enough credit to. So I would say generally you want to decrease your meat consumption. That's fine. Or if you're even a vegetarian, I even get that. I don't, completely support it, but I get it. But vegan, what the F's the matter with you?
That's how Mary Moon started.
Right. She didn't like meat, but she sure liked the bone.
Exactly.
Right? Dead-Eye Dick taught us that in the 90s.
Right. Exactly.
So, the vegan, this is the extreme. This is the crazy coming out. You say, you know what? I don't like meat, or I want to be healthier, and you perceive that to be healthier, or
it's a conscious choice because
little
of the
animals
cruelty to animals
and whatever.
Yeah.
Got it. You're not going to have an egg? Please. Stop it.
It's an unfertilized.
You're not going to have a fish?
It's an unfertilized chicken.
I like the people that go, well, I'm a vegetarian, but I still eat fish.
Yeah, no, then you'd be a pescatarian.
Right, okay.
Well, and
how is it that
you have ovo, lacto, pesca? I mean, there's all these different designations for
Brad and I used to work with a young lady who was just such a nice young lady. I think she's the one who told me this, that she was a vegetarian, but she still eats fish sometimes. And I was like, okay. And I remember asking her at another time. Remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Such a nice girl. I really liked her. But anyway, I said to her one time, so I always ask me, why are you a vegetarian? Why are you a vegan? Is it for the health? Is it whatever? Or you just, the animals. And she was the animals one. She just, animals and and I said, got it. So you're doing it because of the animals, but F the fish? So on her scale.
Well, I mean, they are stupid, as Danis once said. They do swim around in their own pee. I mean,
no, but think about this. So on their scale, even though they're out there pro-animal, on their scale, they've said, yeah, but fish are much less.
Well, and apparently there's some book out there, What Fish Feel. And it's I guess it's gaining traction. Apparently fish feel a lot of stuff. Who knew?
They feel pretty good on my belly.
Now, in Korean, there are multiple words for different types of fish and whatever. And I think there's a word that means fish in general as well. But one of the terms they use for fish is mulgogi.
Oh.
Mul is water. Gogi is meat.
Mm-hmm.
It's water meat.
Yeah.
Now, there's...
Because you have bulgogi.
Right, which is fire. That's a different... But so you have like so is cow. So sogogi is beef, okay? Gotcha. Or teji is pork or a pig. Teji gogi is
It's the same
pork.
in Japanese. Niku is meat.
Right, exactly. But when they get to fish, it's just water meat. It's just meat we get from... They can't even give them their own designation. It's all the same. They're just meat from the water.
Hence chicken of the sea.
Right, now you said they do have other terms as well, but when I heard one of the phrases, mulgogi, I was like, wow, you guys really have put fish on the bottom of the scale here, haven't you? You see what I did there with scale?
I do. I think fish have
on the bottom of it, they have scales. Right. That's what I was going for.
The Japanese count things in different manners. Like a sheet of paper is a ichimai. This is ippon because it's cylindrical. Pon is a cylindrical object. So animals are counted separately as well, differently.
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to have you talk about Japanese stuff on the air.
No, but it's about food. It's about food.
No, I'm sorry. I told my wife that we will not do any Japanese stuff on the air because
Yuna's not listening. She
because
doesn't listen to your show. She doesn't listen to your show.
There's still a bit of a chip on their shoulder. Understandably, what with that making their women whores.
There's a
during the Japanese occupation.
There's a bit of friction between the two countries. We will say that.
No, there's not a bit of a friction.
That's what caused the problem to begin with. Yeah.
Let's just say my dad wasn't stationed on an aircraft carrier between the two countries during the Korean War for no reason.
So when from Japan's perspective, there's a bit of an issue from back in the comfort women days. And from Korea's perspective, it's FU. It's a little higher on the scale of. They're not giving that one up so easily.
Yeah. No, they're not.
Well, there's that. There's that. You know.
All right, what do you have coming up on the show this afternoon?
Oh, I don't know. More food.
That's a good idea.
Actually, we're going to talk about how do you make the best sweet potato recipe. I have a great interview.
Start with the best sweet potatoes, I'd say.
The best sweet potatoes. Have an interview coming in today with a hard lemonade that people want to listen to. Yes. Unfortunately, you cannot ship free samples of alcohol, so I will not have any to drink on the air unless I can find it this morning at Walmart.
What you got there? Mm-hmm. What do you got there?
Oh, the only thing better than alcohol and food.
What's that?
Money.
Oh, well, we have money.
Because you can get alcohol and food with money.
That's right.
And if you don't have enough money, we may have a solution. In fact, we do have a solution for you.
Well, if your money hasn't been managed right over the years, if you wake up and you find that your retirement account is maybe looking a little anemic, perhaps, and you haven't paid enough attention to it over the course of your entire career, we know some people that can help you. And they are known as Era Capital Management. And if you go to eracapitalmanagement.com, they make a killer.
You know what they manage? Capital.
Which is actually a Japanese word that means money.
Really? I didn't know that.
See?
Oh, yeah, very old word, though.
It's very old Japanese word.
From the Edo period.
Interesting.
Yes.
Exactly. Mul capital means water money.
Right.
I don't know if you know that.
Well, yes, exactly. You don't want to eat it, though.
Era Capital Management, they do a great job. Check them out. Just go to eracapitalmanagement.com and introduce yourself to Jacob. He manages the place and runs the place. And he'll tell you what they can do for you better than we can. He'll explain.
That's for sure.
He'll explain about the IRAs and the Roth IRAs, and I don't know who Roth was, and rollover IRAs.
He knew about IRAs. He certainly
apparently he did. Mm-hmm. But I would say this. If you have not checked your portfolio, maybe you don't have a portfolio, maybe you just have an old 401k somewhere, you got to get serious about this.
Yes.
You cannot be passive about your retirement, even when you're 20. You must, and
you're young. You wake up and you're 25 years old.
I got 50 years ahead of me.
The next day, I swear to God, you wake up and you're 70.
I'm not there yet. I mean, it seemed
close.
like yesterday I was 20, and next year I'm going to be 40. I mean, it's crazy.
Yes. Which is another reason you should let someone else handle your money because you suck at math.
What do you mean? I don't
But there's
get it.
that. I mean, here's the thing: if you want to someday be able to relax and enjoy life, start working on the retirement savings now. If you haven't already done so, and if you don't have somebody managing your money so that it grows at the highest possible rate with the least possible risk, that's why you need Era Capital Management.
Era Capital Management, LLC is a registered investment advisor. Era Capital Management, LLC provides fee-only portfolio management. The advisor may not transact business in states where it is not appropriately registered, excluded, or exempted from registration. Keep in mind that investing, of course, involves risks. The value of your investment will fluctuate over time, and you may gain or lose money. No strategy can assure success, and it's not guaranteed. But I'll tell you this, Era Capital Management is one heck of a start. I've had them walk me through their models. It's not as good as it sounds.
Are they hot?
They are hot for those type of business models, yes, and investment models. But it'll make a lot of sense. So contact them today, eracapitalmanagement.com. It's Era Capital, guy behind the glass, management.com.
What do you mean it's let's go?
All righty, that is it, ladies and gentlemen, the end of your Daily Mojo. But before we go, as always, let's find out what we learned today. We learned Paul Ryan's next gig is playing the Sphinx in Mystery Man 2.
Yeah.
We learned the difference between gingerbread men and gingerbread women is, Brad? What was it?
$20, same as downtown?
I was going to say ginger balls. But that doesn't make as much as snowmen and snow women.
It really does.
How about crackpots in Scotland? There's the difference.
Did you get enough beer?
And finally, we learned that sex with a corpse is sadly often mistaken for sex with a British woman.
Yes. I can't condone
I'm just going to let that one sink in. Bradley J. Saggs, what, if anything, did you learn today?
Well, first and foremost, I did learn that the argument is settled. Die Hard is officially
not
a Hanukkah movie. I also learned I did forget to ask the burning question about having sex with the aforementioned British corpse.
What's that?
Was she cold? Thank you. You see, all of these are going in the exact opposite direction you thought they were going to go.
But it still kind of works.
Right. I did learn that
because
Paul,
you could have said, was she hot? And I would have said no.
Right.
She was room temperature.
Exactly.
Or cold if she was in the
chili.
The drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The refrigerator.
Did you hear about the Mexican weather forecast?
What's that?
Chili today and hot tamale. We really need a dad joke segment.
Wow.
Because I'm gold. If you could be successul at dad jokes.
Do you know some that are funny?
No, dad jokes aren't funny.
Sure they are. The root of them is funny.
No, but the point is, I got them in spades.
Wow.
Okay.
I also learned that Paul Ryan has the secret to life, and it is just 3 things.
And those 3 things are?
No idea. Absolutely no idea.
Nor does he.
Nope. But he's got 3 somethings. And finally, I learned that maybe beer for breakfast should be followed by naps for lunch.
Ooh. Or brunch.
I could get behind that.
Okay. What, if anything, did the listeners learn today?
Well, over on the Twitter, let's see what they did learn. Stephen English, I think he nailed it. You can avoid the aftertaste of drinking beer by never stop drinking.
Ah, nicely done.
You said you wanted to do that is never stop. That's the way. Deuce 5 Ocasio-Cortez, I'm having a hard time with these flavored beers. Just give me the bottle of Shiner Bock, and I'm happy.
Shiner Bock's awesome. Shiner is very solid
unless it's beer juice, it's not beer. Tech Rue, we can't lead in mental wellness when so much mental illness is being marketed as normal to get people to vote Democrat.
Nice.
That's a thinking man.
That is.
Right there, Tech Rue.
He lives in Wyoming.
Does he?
Yep.
Why?
I have his address.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are we going to Tech Rue's house?
I'm just going to leave that out there and creep him out a bit.
I've been to Wyoming. He's one of 3 people that live there.
Yeah,
and it's a beautiful state.
So that's why I have his address. You can just go, it's that house, or that house. Narrow it down.
Paul B., the quote of the day, God knew there was going to be asshats like me. Thank you, Jacob Schick.
Thank you. I think we all relate to that.
Larky Farkin. Wow, look at the time. It's already gone. Larky Farkin learns Cher is threatening to quit social media like others that are threatening to leave the country. That will do neither.
Really need to hold him accountable on that.
Really should.
I did not get to the new numbers on procrastination.
Got it.
Tomorrow.
All right.
What else do we have coming up? No, not that. The other thing.
Oh, no, we do.
There's 3 things coming up tomorrow.
And they are
3 things.
Big, huge.
Remember, your Daily Mojo is today the guy behind the glass production.
Ron Phillips.
Sic Semper Tyrannis.
Prancer.
Night, Steve Cannon. Wherever you are. Anya, now you go home.
Can we go home now?
Don't forget the beer.
Yeah.
Let's take that out in the lobby and let's continue this show. The after show. Oh.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing